What up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Just Listen. I think this is probably my third one, maybe my third or fourth episode of Just Listen. I haven't been keeping track like that because, life just passes us by. Today, I'm joined with my boy, the Cap himself has returned. Captain BD Mike.
Hey, Heidi Ho there, Gamerish.
What's up, Mike? And of course, join with my man Tim. 2 weeks in a row, Tim's ready to join the pod, to join in on the discussion. What's good, Tim?
Bing bong.
Always a lively one there. So, like this episode, Just Listen, we're on the cusp of the VGA's 2021 coming up this week, and I figured, what's the best thing to talk about this week? And I think the best thing to talk about was who we think are going to win in each of these categories of the VGAs, and not just we're also going to give our opinions of who we want to win, but we want to focus on who we think going to win, who we think these developers or these journalists out there, the real journalists, because I ain't up there yet. But those people voted. I do get a vote. I did get an email to do some voting. So I didn't vote yet because I want to make sure I was impartial while doing this podcast. So I didn't pick any votes yet or anything like that for anybody who's wondering, so with that
way to
said,
go,
bro. Yeah, and so in other news, we got news yesterday that Blizzard and Activision aren't going to be part of this due to I guess the backlash Keeley was getting due to people like, oh, you want to defend Kojima, but then you want to put them inside the awards and all that stuff. So, but he said he wants to celebrate their games, the developers and things like that, not the upper management. So their games will be a part of it. It just they won't have any of them presenting and stuff like that. Whether that's going to affect how people voted, I don't know. I would assume that if Call of Duty is the best shooter out there, it will still get called the best shooter out there. But we'll see. But
big old cop out.
Hey, what?
It's a big cop out.
Right. So, but I'm gonna get into all the nominees. I only want except for esports because I'm pretty sure we don't know. Between the three of us, we barely know what's going on in the esports league. And as people that's listened to me for years know, I rather play my games than watch someone play them. So which is why I go broke buying them. So it is what it is. But yeah, so let's get this started.
Let's do it.
Look at this works hitting me up already, but I'm ignoring them. All right, so first we're gonna start with the most anticipated game coming out. And the nominees we got for this one is Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Starfield. So Mike,
first off, does anybody believe that Zelda's going to come out next year?
That's no.
There's no way.
I don't believe it's coming out next.
Be late.
I think it's a way, but I doubt it.
Yeah, this is always a silly award to me. There's no telling what can come out next year. But I would say Elden Ring. Elden Ring's definitely going to come out next year. We've seen a lot for it, and that shit looks good. I don't even like, the Souls games at all, because I'm not a glutton for punishment. Like I just always get my ass beat in those games. But I would say Elden Ring.
So you think they're going to choose Elden Ring, right?
I do. Yep. I think Elden Ring.
That's what you hope. All right. The reason I'm choosing Elden Ring also because, like, for me, I also hate Souls games. I'm not going to say I hate them. I just don't like not being able to choose a difficulty level. Yes, you guys hear me bitching on about this all the time. Dre wants to play on easy. I got too many goddamn games to play, and I need an easy fucking mode so I can get through all of them. So Elden Ring has excited me though. And from what I've been reading, because they're like, hey, we're trying to get the casual gamer to know that this game is for you too. They said that, like, if something is too hard, just run away. They're like, this is an open world. You do not have to do any of this stuff that you run into that you feel is too hard for you. Plus, they did stuff like add in NPCs to help you out. If you could summon NPCs to help you out in the game and things like that. And I think shit like that it's going to make it easier for me. It's going to make me feel more inclined to, you know what, maybe if I just brought these things out here, you know, and maneuver just good enough, dodged and rolled and hit attacked here, you know, that maybe I might get this boss now, even though they did say that some bosses will not allow you to summon the NPCs and help you out. But then maybe if it's not a part of the main story, I'll run away from those if I die like 10 times. You know,
Right.
so I also agree that Elden Ring is going to win the most anticipated. It's going to be between that and God of War. I think
Yeah,
it's between
yep.
both of those, but I think Elden Ring is going to get the little edge. But what about you, Tim?
Okay, and so the only reason, and I'm only giving this reason before I give my answer, is because you guys have already picked Elden Ring, but mainly because Elden Ring is really one of the only AAA cross-title, you know what I'm saying, cross-platform games that are gonna get made. Whereas Horizon, PlayStation exclusive, Starfield, Xbox exclusive, Ragnarok, PlayStation exclusive. So it's just like because Elden Ring already has the broader drop appeal, that's where I just feel like it'll be more game of the year. Now, behind that, Starfield against the new God of War is right there is a really close second place, because
yeah,
I want to play Starfield and what they're saying they're going to do with this game. I love sci-fi,
yeah,
but then after
we're gonna
playing,
be indebted to that game. I feel our
you know,
lives
it's going to take a lot. It's going to take some time. Like I really hope they get the RPG elements right. But then again, you know, because of this and last year gaming, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to put too much, you know, I don't want to put too much weight on the bow of the ship, if you get me. But at the same time, it's like, as far as broad appeal, Elden Ring.
Yep.
But I really am looking for, as a PlayStation owner, I'm looking forward to Ragnarok, because I was really surprised how God of War really got transitioned for this newer time in gaming, and what they are really like, what they're coming up with, or where they're trying to pivot this game to, looks phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yeah. The story is phenomenal, you know,
gonna
and this will be the close of
Yep.
the closing of this.
They said they want to, yeah, they don't want to, I like that they said they don't want to like stretch the story. That's why they're going to give us all of it at one damn time, you know.
Hey, so
I appreciate
like the sequel of Breath of the Wild, do you really believe Ragnarok will be out next year?
See, that's the thing.
So.
I believe it will, only because this year, the funny thing about the games that came out, you know what I'm saying, I would say around this time last year and this year, has shown us that even though the new consoles we have are very powerful, the developers are not seeming to have enough time to really tap into that potential. Where I feel like Skyward Sword is gonna be awesome. The reason why I didn't bring that up is because we're not even sure what all they're doing with Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Breath of the Wild. I'm sorry.
And it's kind of going to be a Skyward Sword type of game,
Sword
though, right?
We're not even sure what. Dang, you guys, let me go there. Well, we're not even sure what they're going to do. Everything they're going to do with the Breath of the Wild, because it's like, at this point, I'm hoping that they take you forward a lot farther than Skyward Sword. But at the same time, it's like, I really kind of also think we're going to get a lot of the same things we had, you know, and Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild. So that's why it's just like, with them, I'm hoping it doesn't come out next year. I hope they give it some time. They're able to let video games as a whole, especially, you know what I'm saying, with Elden Ring and Starfield is supposed to be doing towards, you know, the RPG mechanic and everything, and open world. I hope they let those guys like come out and introduce new mechanics, so they can then maybe implement it to where when you're playing, because I mean, what we love about Zelda, like, you know what I'm saying, going from Majora's Mask to now, is the kind of sandbox open world we get, where, you know what I'm saying, you're using don't want to say medieval, but you know,
It kind
it's
of,
low.
yeah, legends. You know,
It's
our
low I want to say
fantasy.
low graphics, but it's, you know what I'm saying. You're not. There's not high explosions. You're not shooting cannons and stuff like that. So it's just like, where do I feel they're gonna, when they drop Breath of the Wild, are they gonna show us or introduce new mechanics? I'm not sure, but the other games in this lineup are promising that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know the Elden Ring, new thing. God of War. I don't even think we care about new mechanics in God of War. We just care about that story and the epic battles that we're
Yeah,
about to
we want to see this
endure.
close.
Like,
You know what I mean?
Oh my,
yeah,
like bro,
exactly.
at the end of the game when they like, you know, when you see the whole mural of pretty much everything that
Yep.
they were doing was all, it's like that was a really great reveal in storytelling, you know?
And I
And
mean,
so
we're
and then you want to see
Yes.
where this goes, because I mean, especially when you're talking
Thor.
about the
Mhm.
characters, like that father son bonding was really nice to see in gaming. You know what I'm saying? It's just you
Mhm.
went from thinking that he was just your illegitimate son to an irreplaceable part of the family.
I know,
And
all
it's just,
right,
I liked it.
shit.
I like that storytelling. And then it's like Elden Ring, this is something that is completely new, but since it has George R.R. Martin's name
Right.
on it, I already feel like the story already has that, like, that glimmer of gold, you know? And then Starfield, again, we get, if we I mean, the best thing you could try to do is go for a Fallout 4 in a Fallout 4
Skyrim
mechanism
in
or game
space.
in on
Yeah, they
space.
said
I don't see how
Skyrim in
that
space,
could not
man.
be a winner. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's just like, then when I look at Breath of the Wild for fun, I'm looking forward to that, because you know we have
Yeah.
Skyward
I
Sword in my home, and
certainly
it will
think
always have a place at the table. But like, I don't know. There, it's just I need a little bit, like, from what the other games are giving. It's just like I really
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
really
I
want
think
them to
our
wet my
game of the
whistle.
year nominees for 2022 are going to be stacked. Like, it's going to be a hard
Ah,
decision another
If they all
year
come
from
out, you
now.
know.
It's going to be stacked.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
if
gonna be
they all
stacked
come out,
next year.
it's going to be stacked.
And
Yeah.
poor Horizons, man, coming out. If they all
Oh,
drop, coming out
yeah.
against Zelda again
Yeah.
I mean,
But
and God of
I'm
War
not saying that
again.
because like that you have to be. That is more of a in-house PlayStation, like what is it? A in-house
Yeah,
PlayStation
it is.
game. Like,
party.
that's a game in that you can, like, you can't even bring up like God of War, because God of War has history behind it. Not saying that Horizon doesn't, but it's just in the everything that that game gave you was brand new, mechanized animals, and so it's just like I don't even know what to think about that. But at the same time, I mean, I really want to see where they're gonna go with that game, because the first one, PlayStation really has some really nice in-house games. Is all I want. Is how I want to end
Yeah,
that.
of course. Yeah, yeah. So we know they're all about the story, but we're gonna move on here. I know, see, this is why I love having you guys on the show. Cause I said, like, if I can have two people that's gonna be able to go in depth with me when it comes to these fucking games, it's gonna be you two motherfuckers, yo. And I'm just like, I'm glad we just went over one fucking thick category and look how deep we were able to get into that shit. That's why I love having you guys
We
around.
like game. We
But
love games here
The
around
next,
here, man.
games, man. The games
no,
is good.
man. And then so our next one, best debut indie. So we have Kenya, Bridge of Spirits, Sable, The Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, and Valheim. So I'll start this one. I think what's crazy is that Kenya was hyped when it was showing up. When it
Yeah, it
came
was in the
out,
showcase.
people kind of digressed on the hype. There was a lot of repeat gameplay elements with that game, which a lot of people downplayed. And me being who I am, trying to be a realist, I'm like, oh, a Sony game ain't a perfect 10 now. So now people ain't talking about it. Instead of saying, you know what, I don't like this, they're just not talking about it at all, even though it got 7s and 8s,
That game
but
was
most
so
people are
weird, man,
used to their
because
first party Sony title.
they
Right.
hyped it up so much in the showcase last year, and then it just you're
Yeah,
right, it just dropped off.
exactly. Exactly.
disappeared.
It was a swimming in sevens type of game. It was an average game, and where most Sony fans are looking for that Uncharted, that God of War level type game. Like, if you're gonna say you're exclusive to the PlayStation console, you need to give us Naughty Dog level type games. You know, like that's what I feel it was with that. Also, the Forgotten City, which is like underground gem, because this was a mod for Skyrim that became its own game. It's a mod for Skyrim that became its very own game, and I think it's on Game Pass, and I still have yet to play because me being me, Big E hit me up. He said, "Yo, you getting that Skyrim Anniversary Edition?" I said, "Fuck out of here! I'm not buying this game for the 6th time."
I did.
Guess who's playing Skyrim right before we got on this fucking pod? Like I'm just like, why? Why do I do it to myself? So I really need to get into Forgotten City. I bought it on Xbox because you had a big discount because it's it's Microsoft game now. So I was able to upgrade for just $15 to the anniversary.
I had the special edition on PlayStation already, so that's why I went there.
Yeah, I had it, and I got the upgrade on PS5, but then they wanted me to pay the $30 to get the anniversary. That I went on Xbox, and it's like $15 to get the anniversary edition on there. So I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm getting it on Xbox now. So it is what it is. But so I wanted to shout out Forgotten City. I think because I don't think a lot of people played it like that. That's why I don't think it'll be the one to win. And I think Valheim is going to take this, though. It's going to be between Kenya and Valheim, but I think because of what Valheim did, and that game came out of nowhere, and it was like this great builder survival game. I probably put only about 5 hours in it, but I wish I had more time for it, because it's a game where like you could really get immersed in that world and do the craft. It has everything I love: survival, open world, crafting system, building system, and I think people love that. People raged about Valheim when it first came out. And yeah, I really think Valheim is going to take that as the best debut indie. I think we're going to get a sequel to Valheim, and we won't get a sequel to any of these other games here. So that's it. Tim, what about you, man?
So, me, honestly, out of this group, I think I've maybe heard of Forgotten City because of the mod, but the only game that I've heard of in this group is Valheim. And so for me, it would be Valheim because of exposure. I have not played any of the games in this group. I do want to put that out there, but due to exposure, Valheim is the one that I have the most familiarity with, so I would have to go with them.
Yeah. See, what about you?
And that because I learned about Valheim when I was like doing research for Green Hell, and the reviews were saying that Valheim was a better, if you like Green Hell, you'll love Valheim. And I was like, my thing about those survival games is like, I like that. I think that's one of the reasons why I think was it 7 Days to Live or something like that. I like the
7 Days to Die. I'm actually playing that. I have to buy that over on PC because they wouldn't update the console version, so they kept putting out updates on PC. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it on PC. So I got it on my PC, and man, that game, like, if you put in time in 7 Days to Die, you're gonna have a fucking great time, man.
This is true, but at the same time, I mean, eventually it just gets crazy. And so, and I mean to bring that up because I understand this is about the games in this.
Yeah, I know.
In this category, but I'm just saying,
we are who we are. We are who we are.
Where I like those. I like more of a other than it being survival. I like other elements that kind of make the time more, what I'm saying? It makes you want to, okay, so I got to get this done because in the darkness, I'm going to get attacked by zombies or something like that, versus
like Minecraft.
You just trying to help this guy push the needle just a little bit further on life, man. Just push the rock a little bit further, a little bit more up the hill. I don't know.
What about you, Cap? What do you think?
So I have the Forgotten City downloaded, and I've played probably 5 minutes of it. You know, my backlog is just
Mhm.
ridiculous. So the
I
only
know.
two games that I've really put any time in on this list would be Kana and would be The Artful Escape.
And you beat
So
it, right?
The Artful Escape, yeah, yep. I did not beat
What is
Kana,
that
man.
game
Kana,
again?
The Artful Escape.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's a Game Pass game. So you don't
Well,
do anything in that game. It's so recent.
Yeah, it's
I'm
mostly
surprised you
talking, right?
didn't say this game, Dre, because that's a Dre ass game. Artful Escape.
Yeah, I know because I didn't get to like really indulge in it. I downloaded, but I haven't gotten to indulge in it yet.
So recently, and I think it's just because I'm getting older, I really do, but I'm just slowing down. I like these story-driven games where that is just you're in a book, basically, you know.
Yeah.
So like
Yes.
pretty much anything from Don't Nod, you know, uh, all the Telltale stuff. I that man, what was that one
yes.
that you said the other day, Dre? One of those games that you like, that Edith Finch.
Oh, what remains of Edith
Yeah,
Finch,
games like that, man. I've really been
one of
into.
the best
Narrative driven.
story
Very narrative
games
driven. Yeah,
ever played. If you
it's
haven't
great.
played that, people, What Remains of Edith Finch, please look
Really?
that game up and give that game a shot if you love story
I
narrative
saw
games.
that and I didn't. Well, you said What Remains of Edith Finch?
It's good,
Edith
man.
Finch, yes,
It's good.
one of the
It's on
best narrative
PlayStation?
stories
It's
ever
weird.
told.
It's weird.
Ever.
It's weird.
All right,
Wait till you get
man,
that
Dre.
baby part. Woo.
Okay.
So
Ever, son.
so
Telling
Artful
you.
Escape though, guys, is you're kind of like it's a music story, right? It's just all about music. So and you don't do shit in the game but move forward and kind of riff on your guitar when you're moving. That's it. But it's a story of this Bob Dylan-ish character, but he wants to break out from what he's doing musically, so he becomes like the Ziggy Stardust psychedelic guitarist, you know. And then the shit, he goes in outer
Glad you
space.
played this. I'm glad you played this.
He goes in outer space. I mean, the shit gets wild, and the music's fantastic if you're into, you know, rock and roll like that.
Mhm.
Definitely
I'm in music.
that glam rock era. So I'm really surprised you haven't played that one, Dre.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, once you get in it, you're not gonna stop.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah, a game I don't play is like, damn, I didn't hear about this shit if I didn't play it. Like, I honestly, if I didn't play a game, it's because I didn't hear about it. You know,
Hey,
like,
hey, this is what this is for, because I'm definitely gonna look it up.
So Kana though, right, by Ember. So Ember was a studio that was like doing graphics, right? And like kind of like Pixar type of company, right? Weren't they? Didn't they do some movies or something, or did some work
they
in
did work
movies,
in the
special effects
Pixar
for
area with Disney and all that shit. Yeah.
And that's what this game Kana is. I mean, it's just gorgeous. It has style just seeping out all of its pores. The gameplay is okay. It is more Souls-like once again than what I like. And what's hard about games like this is that you're like in a Pixar movie and everything's cute. But damn, man, like the difficulty ramps up quick. Like it does. It gets quick. And I dropped down all the way to baby ass easy, baby ass mode.
Hey,
2 hours in the game.
There.
You know what I mean?
With you.
And then I don't know. I probably played the game probably 8 to 10 hours, something like that, and got pretty far in it. And it's after a while, man, you're like all these little cutesy wootsy characters just beating your ass, and you're like, man, why am I doing this? So I put it down. I'll come back to it. It was only, you know, it wasn't. I think Ember either did get picked up by PlayStation or they will become a part of the family soon.
Probably eventually.
So the game wasn't. It was mid-tier. It was like a $30 game. It was cheap. So I liked that one. I say out of this
tech demo for Xbox.
Oh, hey, I don't know about mid-tier being a $20-$30 game.
It is these days.
That really, honestly, at this point in time, that is the sweet spot for
me.
$20, I might look at it. $30,
yeah, it's probably 20, 30 bucks.
I'm like, man,
I wish I could be like you, man, and just be like, yo, let me wait till these. Like, it's always the worst thing for me. Every time Black Friday comes around and all the games that I bought full price are $30, I'm just like, yo, motherfucker, if you would have just waited a few months, all that money, if you would have saved all that money, you could have bought 10 games in one day. Like,
wait. Where that is true, Dre, what helped? Because, like, I mean, I was like that for a while. What got me out of it was the state of gaming, one. To the fact that like with that, I'm just like I'll rather put that money into the Game Pass or the PlayStation Network, because you're gonna get games whether you like it or not. You're gonna get games every month, and then my backlog of games. Like I know it's so many games that I want to beat.
You know what? I wasn't gonna bring this up, but since we on this topic, so we got the news yesterday that PlayStation has now have their
same pass
to Game Pass coming, and I don't know, but the funny thing is about PlayStation, it's going to be 3 tiers of it. It's not going to be one price. There's going to be 3 tiers. And look at Sony trying to make their money, because you know damn well Sony don't want to give their fucking first party games for free like that.
No.
They're going to be like, so only if you pay this 3rd tier, which is probably because how much in pricing can you really do? Because PlayStation Now costs me what, like $65 a year already for the PS1, PS2, PS3 games and the late ass PS4 games.
So no PS5 games.
That for PlayStation Now. Yeah, no. So I think they're gonna have a PS5 game tier, and that shit's gonna be like $80 or $90 to have the fucking PS5 tier. And there's gonna be a mid tier where you get PlayStation Now with PlayStation Plus together, and then one where you just do PlayStation Plus with probably PS1, PS2, and PS3 games. That's what I'm predicting. And then after that, you get the PS4 game along with the PS1, PS2, PS3 games in the mid tier with your PlayStation Plus. And then the top tier, you get the PS5 games on day one along with all that stuff. But that shit is gonna be like fucking $80 or $90 because they're not going to go to 100 because they know we're going to bitch and moan if you say 100. So though the highest they're going to go with that is $70, $80, or $90 a year to get that top tier. What do you guys think about this shit? But this is just a break, guys. I'm sorry we're going off topic, but I just want to get these guys' thoughts on that before we continue.
Tim, do you have their service anyways, PS Now?
Yeah.
You do?
No, I'm sorry. I don't have PS Now.
You have PS
but
Plus.
I know about it. I was thinking about getting it, but
I get it, and then I unsubscribe, and then I play a game with it. I get it, and then I'm like, why do I even pay for this? And then I cancel it.
Exactly.
And then a couple months later, there might be, one game. So how they got me, and they got me, these mother suckers. What they did, right, is they put Marvel Avengers on there. And I'm like, oh, PS5, well, that's a no-brainer. I'll go on and get PS Now for that. It was the PS4 version, man.
Of course.
It was the PS4 version. I was like, you guys are so dirt.
So, my fault, excuse me.
Oh, you're okay. So, like, I was just going to end, too. Like, so they do have PS2, PS3, and PS4 games, right? They do. But there's an exception to that because their PS3 games are streaming only. Yep. So there's titles on there like, Arc of Origins that I wanted to get into. That when they redid Mortal Kombat 9, that was a really good game. That's on there, and you play them. And dude, I have amazing internet. I got that gig, boy, amazing internet, and it still sucks.
And it still doesn't work perfectly.
Still sucks.
Yep. Like in Game Pass, when I'm playing cloud games, no interruptions. None at all. But if I go on PlayStation Now and do a cloud game, constant fucking friction. I kept my PlayStation Now so my kids could play shit like Cars and Ball and shit like that. I'm like, whatever, let my kids enjoy classic games that they would like. And now when my kids are on it, they're every 5 minutes, they're coming in the room, Dad, the game froze. Yep. Dad, it's not working. Just like, what the hell? Because I have 5 Wi-Fi connections in my house. 1 for every console and 1 for everybody else in the house. That's what I'm paying a month just to have, so no one can interrupt my games. And PlayStation having its own internet connection still doesn't work.
It still don't work. My shit's hardwired and it doesn't work. On October they got me again. I was like, oh, I'll play the Silent Hill HDs on PS Now. I'll do that. They're streaming only because that's a PS3 game, and it was garbage. Yep. It was garbage.
So and
20 minutes in, and I'm like, why do I do this? Why?
So like me personally, the reason why like I've looked at PlayStation Now but have not purchased is because the selection to me is very, we'll say slim to be nice. It's very slim.
You and really have to go in there and find something that you want.
You want.
For me,
It's
it
not
was
something where
Dynasty
it's
Warriors games.
exactly. Well, see that I understand that. Like with me, is if you have certain games on there that I want to play, like to me, I get the idea, because the idea honestly works, especially if I could pay $100 a year. I mean, I feel like that they would be like, if it was $100 a year and I have access to any PlayStation 5 game, that is completely worth it. Because I mean,
Yes,
I would rather have some of these
I'll do
games.
that
I would
too.
rather
I
have
pay $100 for Battlefield, and I'm not even playing Battlefield.
not even exactly. And so that's why I'm like, as far as the how much it costs a year, depending on what type of gamer you are or the games that you're interested in, it works. But then, like, because for me in my PlayStation, I got to play, well, even though I wanted the one with the disc, and I've had the chance to get one with the disc, and I just was like, man, I already have a PlayStation, so I'm not even real. I'm not gonna hoard it. But having the PlayStation 5 with the disc right now is really the one you need. That's it.
Yep.
That's really it. With PlayStation, especially with how far we've gotten along with their IP, and have up until now, like, understood that they just don't care about backwards compatibility. They want to sell you the game they've already sold you 10 times. It's like, you just kind of like, right now the Kool-Aid has been sipped. But the difference with Xbox is they know that the games that they started off with are the games that people love. People want to play the games that they get the console for, not the games that you make the console for. You know what I'm saying? So even though you've made this game, like some of the indies, because just getting off topic real quick, Little Nightmares, I didn't give that a chance when it came out. Little Nightmares 2, I felt like, I got into that, and I was just like, this is an awesome thing,
They're good.
but at the same time, it's like, where, like, indie games like that, if that was on the PlayStation 3, we wouldn't have access to it. And then unless they do a definitive edition or remaster edition, some of these games are honestly so smudgy that we wouldn't even be able to get it onto the PlayStation, and it makes sense. So it's just like, I mean, that's one of the things that I miss from the Xbox PlayStation rivalry, is not only that you get, different games from each platform, but they were games that suited that platform. Like, you know what I'm saying? To me, Xbox 360 Xbox from 360 to now has always been multiplayer driven, from the controller to everything. It's just a multiplayer platform, where PlayStation has always been a single player, or, yeah, I'm gonna play this, I got 2 controllers, but that one's only for when this one runs out. So it's just like, to me, Game Pass works on Xbox way better because it was made to play with friends, where PlayStation, even though we count it because it's still current, it's part of the Sega Nintendo lineup where it's for you. Because when you think about it, outside of the Mario games, Smash is one of the only, Smash and Mario Kart are 2 of the only multiplayer games they push, or that Nintendo has, because it's a solo console.
Splatoon, before anybody puts in.
All right, sorry, Splatoon 2, but I'm just saying those are solitary consoles, where Xbox has always been about you playing with friends, you sharing it with friends. That's why it's like multiplayer on that is a no-brainer. Or PlayStation, sometimes it feels a little forced, because where I want to play this game with you, I also want to finish Sekiro. I've been working on that game for 2 years. I need help.
I can't even get past the first boss of Sekiro. I gave up
on
that shit. I gave up on that.
And so it's like,
I gave that game to one of my friends to borrow.
Real quick, just to end it
back.
I would pay for a PlayStation. If PlayStation Now were to really get it up to par, I would pay, a monthly fee just to have access to AAA titles day one. That would be awesome. But then also, I would like to have that as a duality for the content that I really want to own. which now, you know what I'm saying, it's really hard with them having the disc and discless, because if I want the, where you in GameStop and all these places, they stopped selling the game as a code. So if I want to
PlayStation told them they don't want them selling codes for their games anymore.
That's the stupidest shit, bro. That is bogus as hell. Because it's like now
and then
I have
to come out with a virtual console and tell people that you only could buy the games off of our store. You know,
but you never have the physical product. So
it's ridiculous because you can go into GameStop and just be like, yo, give me $30-$40 on PlayStation. You can just go home and buy your games that way. It's stupid.
It's stupid, but there's things like, okay, I'm just sorry, I hate to get off on these tangents, but like on what is that Thanksgiving or Black Friday, where what is that, Cyberpunk was only $10, but if you buy it, if you would have bought it off the PlayStation network, it's $26 plus tax is $30. So I'm paying $30 where if I walked into my local game store, I could only pay 10. And it's just, that's the type of stuff that burns you. It's just, is where they market video games as something for you to relax at. It's just such a paywall to have fun.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, we go in the future, it gets better. We'll see when they release this thing. I'm pretty sure when they announce this thing officially, there's going to be a lot of backlash. I'm predicting a lot of backlash on this shit, and they're going to change up the whole thing, or probably make one subscription service from 3. Because people are going to be like, why do you have 3 tiers? You know, like, why not just give us everything like Game Pass does for $15 a month? You know, but
and they make so much money. It's like it doesn't make sense how like these video games are so misery when they make boatloads of money.
One thing I always remind people, because I've worked for Sony, is that they split up the budget. The game money is for the games. The electronic money for the TVs and stuff is for them. Movies and music, everyone gets their own budget. They don't mix their money together. Like Sony does not give a shit about those departments. Like PlayStation, when a new game is coming out, boom, okay, we're gonna give you guys a little bit of money to get this shit out. If a big album is about to come out, we're gonna do that. Like, I've been to board meetings, I've been in all this shit as a manager for PlayStation, and I know that Sony does not have Microsoft money, people. Just let y'all know. Like, if you guys think they don't have, because it's a division. Microsoft has
Windows, baby.
Microsoft has a bank, right? And they use that bank, and anybody could walk into that bank in any of their divisions and take some money and use it to up Game Pass, use it to make the best next PC, do all that. Sony, those boardroom meetings are war. We argued about who needs funds for this, who needs funds for this, and why we deserve the funds for this, and shit like that.
Unreal. That's unreal.
The meetings
from the front line. You get it here. This is why you come to Gamerish podcast.
Yes,
this
I'm
right
telling
here.
people, as much as I'm on Gamerish, shit on Sony.
Oh my God.
People, I've been there, and I've been in boardroom meetings where we're arguing, oh my God, why does the movie division get this much money? Why are you guys giving Sony pictures? We sold this many PS4s this year. I think we deserve this amount of money for our type of stuff.
And push these Bravias, damn it.
Boardroom jingling a can for a couple of extra 100 million so we can get this game out. My God.
It's like, so we literally at Sony, it's a war between the division. I'll tell you guys this much. This is how bad it is at Sony. I'm gonna give you guys a little background, because I'm pretty sure no Sony corporate motherfuckers listening to this pod.
If the bash of the year
employee from Sony Music or TV or Sony Pictures came down to us, it said, hey, can I get a discount on this TV or this PlayStation? We always said no. Why? Because if we go to you guys and ask you guys for a discount or something, you guys don't give us discounts on CDs. You guys don't give us discounts on movies.
You gotta build the bridge, man, to a better future. Damn.
So Sony is competing with itself. So if people want to know why Sony has to raise their prices on a lot of things, it's because we're all separated as Sony. As in Microsoft, it's all one thing.
They just
Bill
throw
Gates
money
is
at
just
it. They
like,
just
here's the
dump money at it. Dump money
everybody
at it.
take it. Take the money and do what you have to do.
I was reading once that
this is why Sony can't acquire.
I was reading that their consoles, Microsoft's consoles, have never been profitable.
Yeah, I can see
but
that.
they got the money because
They
their
got that
PCs
software,
are,
baby.
and everyone has a PC. Everybody. But you know, like,
This
but
is
Microsoft
amazing
don't care. That's why
information,
Game
bro. Oh
Pass
my
is the next
God.
thing. And and imagine if Microsoft and Nintendo could come up with a solution and they actually get Game Pass on a Switch. Like, Microsoft is going to be killing it. Like, because they don't care about console wars. They just care about making money.
Well,
They just
no,
care about
no,
making money.
wait. No, it isn't that.
That's
It's because, like, you guys enlightened me around this time last year, is because that Game Pass can also be played on mobile, and that's uninterrupted 4K
I play
gameplay
Game
on
Pass
your
while I'm at
mobile.
work.
And
Like, I'm
that
at
right
work
there is,
playing Game Pass.
I feel like just it doesn't get enough. People don't, like, you know what I'm saying, really tuned into that. But I feel like that's why we've been getting the whatchamacallit, that PlayStation, or that Sony is coming up with their own handheld, because right now the fact that you can play whatever game you have on console on your mobile with a Xbox
You mean
controller.
Steam, right? Not Sony. You mean Steam, right?
Yeah.
The Steam Deck.
No, remember
You're still talking
with
about
the
well,
game.
I know you're talking about the Vita, because you know Sony don't know how to keep a handheld console going.
No, I'm talking about I'm specifically tooting my horn for Microsoft with the Game Pass. I can play that on my on my phone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
You can play it anywhere with a Xbox controller. PlayStation does not, I feel like, does not have that. And if they had that with, if they had that, it'd be a game changer, like I said, because they have more solo titles. They're more of a solo console, where Xbox, that to me should have been the thing that closed any gap Xbox or Microsoft had in this console wars, because the fact that I can play at 4K resolution Xbox
game through streaming,
and it could be from Fortnite to anything that's come out anything that's come out now that's on the past, you can play it on your mobile. Bro, that right there should have killed everything.
This is why Microsoft will not say that Bethesda, all future Bethesda games or any Xbox games will not be on PlayStation. They're never going to say that, because they're so cocky that they think one day Game Pass will be. They think Game Pass will be on Nintendo one day. They think Game Pass will be on PlayStation one day. And who knows, it might. I think Xbox wants to get out of consoles. I think Microsoft is about software, about computers. And they just want to be
I would
software.
play it.
They can
I would
just
play
be
it
Game
for
Pass.
Fable alone. Fable, especially if they came with when the new Fable drops. I would with the new Fable, and
I think we
where
all
they
gonna
had,
be rocking that shit hard,
bro. Like Bethesda, like, to me, honestly, Mike, what you just said is so astute, because with Bethesda alone, they take that over. You're right.
Yep.
You
just Bethesda, but like Game Pass. We'll see what Sony does. They can try to with their same pass and make it another Game Pass. But
we withheld judgment.
I don't see it
until we get the. You know what? When we get this thing, this whatever it is going to be, the three of us need to do this podcast that week and give our opinion.
I'll buy the 1 month and
what we think about what Sony's doing it, because I know me and Mike have a pod coming up called the Nintendo Effect. I want to do this podcast straight up on my feelings about Nintendo and the good and the bad and how they piss me off, and me and Mike are gonna do that in the future.
They gotta
go back.
They know how to make that crack, baby.
I know. You know me and you spoke about it last week.
Hey, I'm playing. I'm back. I'm back on New Horizons. I'm right back.
Hey, when the recipe is good, you don't change it, man. You just make them pay double.
Yep.
All right, let's continue. Because we going on tangents.
So I would say
now.
Kana R, damn it. Artful Escape.
All right. So next up is the best multiplayer game, and this one I think I know what should win, but you know, the nominees are Back for Blood, It Takes Two, Knockout City, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, and Valheim. So Tim, you start because me and Mike started before. So you go ahead and start what you think. Cause I have some opinions on this.
Really separating the meat from the fat here. I don't know. See, this is a really hard category for me, only because you have to throw in the Rocky. What do you call those rollouts for these games and everything? And
so you talk about Back for Blood and the little negative press it's been getting lately.
Yeah, but but
it's still been good. I love Back for Blood.
I like the Back from Blood also. Back for Blood also. I'm sorry. Let me get the names one more time.
So it's Back for Blood, It Takes Two, Knockout City, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, the MMO, and Valheim.
And then New World, that I mean, even though it had a rocky
it started off great until the game fully launched, and then people are like, all right, there's some shit fucked up in this game.
I played Knockout City, and so I would I'm sorry because I know that's not what everybody's, but I would really say Knockout City. Playing that.
That's your personal pick then.
Yeah, that's my personal pick.
So what do you think will win?
Back for Blood.
Back for Blood? All right.
It would be
me and Mike are going to be on the same page.
Yeah, I do too. I think we're going to be on the same
I think we're going to be on the same
I got my reasons.
Yeah, you know, I go ahead, Mike, because I know I'm choosing It Takes Two.
That's what I'm going to choose. That's what I want, and it's what I think will win.
Yes.
So what's weird is like all of these other games are multiplayer games, right? They are online MMO multiplayer games. It Takes Two is a couch co-op.
Yes.
Now, I don't think, and I'm jumping way ahead, fellas, way ahead. I don't think It Takes Two will win Game of the Year, and it deserves to. I don't
Even though
think
it deserves to be in that
I don't
category.
think it will. So I think because of that, it's going to sweep every damn other category it's in, even the Nintendo Family Award. It's going to take that one too. But no, man, It Takes Two is so good. It is so good. I've just about beat it. I had my nephew over here for about 3 or 4 days. He's 13. He's playing Forza. He's playing Halo. Flag and capture the flag and shit and deathmatch and all that. Whatever.
I put 2 hours into Halo a day. Like
he loved it. And then he's like, "What's this game?" And I said, "Oh, young man, go get Uncle Mike that other controller over here. We're about to do some couch co-op." He's like, "Is the screen split the whole time?" I said, "The whole time, son. This is couch co-op, baby." And we 2 days straight we played that game. I don't know how far it is. It's to where the dad's got the Ant-Man powers. He gets big and small, and the wife has the magnetic boots.
Me and my wife are still trying to finish this game, man.
It's a great game. I like Back for Blood. Once again, when I had my nephew over for Halloween, we were playing that. He was loving that. We were playing that. We were also playing Village, but he was loving Back for Blood. I thought it was pretty cool. The bosses, the difficulty seemed out of whack.
The difficulty.
I'm
on the final chapter, Back for Blood.
Nice way to say bullet sponges.
Yeah. He was like, "How do you beat him?" I said, "I don't know, man. I don't know. You're doing it, I don't know." So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Back for Blood's cool. I haven't played Valheim. I'm not a PC guy.
Yeah, I think Valheim has a good chance, but I think It Takes Two really
it's so good.
It might not be the shooter that Back for Blood is, in which we're living in a generation now where people just love their shooters. But I think that's what helps this game shine more, because it's not a shooter. No. It's like, first off, it has a great story. You're dealing with a husband and wife that are getting divorced and are forced to work together to find a solution to deal with their situation, at the same time reminiscing about their past, talking about their daughter who's very affected. Like, they wouldn't even be in this situation if their daughter wasn't affected by them getting this divorce, so
and you
There's a lot
have
to
to
it.
work together. You are
Yeah, you have to
forced
work together.
to.
It's just it was Kane and Lynch part 2. It was It Takes Two on. I mean, it was Army of Two on another level. You know, just without the guns and shit like that. Like, and so It Takes Two, I think, will take this. It Takes Two, I think, deserves this. It Takes Two is not going to win Game of the Year
Nope.
because Game of the Year is going to be for those games that were just like, oh my God, everybody played this, so it has to win it. But It Takes Two. If you took the time out and you sat down and you played this game, especially if you had a significant other to play this game with, It Takes Two would take you to new heights. I really think right behind What Remains of Edith Finch, like I told you guys, it's a must play. It Takes Two. If you have the perfect person to play with, don't play this with your boys. Like, It Takes Two is not a game to play. You could play with your boys, but if you got a friend that don't really care for story, it's not going to have the same effect. You got to play this game with a friend or a significant other who could appreciate the story that this game is trying to tell you. So I'll tell you guys now, play It Takes Two. It's one of the best co-op games out there. You know, it's definitely one for the taking. Take our word for it. I believe that.
This doesn't sound unbiased. This doesn't sound unbiased.
It's good, man. It's good. Hey, if you want to fight with your woman with some controllers,
I know, right? My wife took some time to learn these controls to play this game, but she's getting the hang of it now. We're getting the hang of it now. So the next one I got, best sports/racing game. Sucks that they put this all in here together because, like, why not just give racing games their own category,
right.
sports games their own category? There's enough of each. But, you know, it shows like they still think that sports and racing games don't consider as big games, which is why they mix them together, which is why Forza Horizon 5 is snubbed from Game of the Year category when that's the best rated game this year.
Yeah,
you know,
really.
and it can't be in Game of the Year because it's a racing game. You know, like, come on, stop with that bullshit. But anyway, the category for best sports racing game, we have F1 2022, FIFA 22, Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels Unleashed, and Riders Republic. So Mike, we'll start with you on this one.
Riders Republic was cool. Republic was cool. It's a cool game.
Yeah.
It's
a relaxing game.
It is. It's chill. It's chill. What I don't like about it though is like the riders are horrible. They they got together, a bunch of non-cool people got together and like Googled how to be cool. You know, and like these guys sound stupid. They like I don't know. 80s movies done.
Suffer from the Ubisoft effect. That's the only thing I feel that game. I feel if that game was made by anybody else but Ubisoft, it would have been better because they made this game and then you look at the world and all the events. I'm just like, oh my God, overload. Like, here we go again. Like, I'm not playing Assassin's Creed. Like, it's a racing game and you guys still
too much
made this game into some way too much to do type of game. Like, even though like I know there's people out there that want a lot of content in the game, like I understand if this is that one game you decided to buy and you have all that content, but for those of us that play a bunch of games and we just want to make it to the end or have fun and just like, oh my God, overload. And like Forza Horizon has a lot of shit to do there, right? But we're not going to complain about that because we get Forza Horizon once every 3 years. Yep. But we get a Ubisoft open world game every
quarter
year, you know, and it's just like we're on Far Cry right now. Why are you guys doing this again to us with this race?
I just finally beat Valhalla.
You know,
wait. So Mike, let's hear what you got to say.
2 years. All right. So what I want to win in this category, guys, I've been preaching this a long time. Hot Wheels is the truth.
Hot Wheels is
the truth.
It's a great game. My son loves the shit.
It's stupid how good it is. The nostalgia. I was a Hot Wheels and Matchbox kid. You know, I was out there making little dirt tracks in my yard, and these cars look exactly how you remember. They got the metal down. They got the plastic down. The tracks, you can see air bubbles in the decals. You know what I mean? Like, it just looks stupid. When your car's at the end of the race, it's got the little paint chips and little marks where you see the metal underneath. If your car flips over, you see that Hot Wheels stamp, baby,
Yep.
and the
They
exhaust.
went in. They went in.
And it's not a hard game to play. I mean, you got gas, brake, and handbrake. Other than that, you watch the track to get your little speed up spots, stay out of the webs and shit like that. And it's simple. They get that where they can where your brain just wants more, that dopamine. I need the next car, I need the next car, I need that next box, the next box.
See what else it has to give you,
You start going through the map and you're like, okay, this one will give me a box, this one will give me so many points so I can upgrade the brakes on this car over here that I like. It's stupid how much you get into it, and there's not a big investment in it. You can be listening to music or podcasts or something in the background. It's just chill. You can kind of be halfway into it and still engaged. I don't know how to explain it. It's a cool ass game. With all of this being said, I think Forza 5 will win.
Yes.
Yep. I'm
Yes.
there with you.
Because it's good. They went out. I mean, I've played a little bit of it. I watched my nephew play it for a couple of days, and it's a good fucking game, man. It is. It looks amazing, and it feels amazing. It all works. It all just clicks and does everything it's supposed to do. It can't not win this category.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. I'm gonna make this short and quick. Forza Horizon 5 is being snubbed in Game of the Year category, so I think they're gonna give it to it definitely right here.
And I would have to agree, like Forza 5, like, and I just want to say where it is, of course, unanimously Forza 5 with Riders Republic, where you're right. The issue is it got Ubisoft touched. Only because there were points where, let's say I just want to snowboard. The snowboarding wasn't fluid enough. And then like even though okay, I like it that at the end of this race, it doesn't end and I could just do something else. The issue was that you kind of just had ADHD where you want to do this, you went a little bit too far, and now you're in a snowmobile race where you're like, all right, I'll just do this, and you get like gold in that. Then you're doing some bike trail when you just wanted to play a snowboarding game. So it's just like it not having that focus was the biggest issue with me. It was just there was no reason for me to do this stuff, and when I found something that I liked, it was hard to go on that string where I'm just only doing I'm only doing snowboarding, or I'm only doing snowmobile, or I'm only doing bike tricks. And then Hot Wheels, I feel like as far as a pick up and play, that is the game that I would play every day, where I'd buy Forza and feel I got my money's worth, because like of this year, that's been one of the only open box ready to play games I've seen come out, other than a few others. But like Hot Wheels, that game, especially the fact that you can make your own track, it's just that game is so much more of something you can pick up and play every day, because it doesn't take itself too seriously. Whereas like Forza, because it's so bent on its realism, it's not something that I just want to play for 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, but Forza's gonna win, but Hot Wheels definitely deserves
a shout out. It's a big shout out.
Honorable mention.
Real. All right. Next category: best simulation strategy game. We got Age of Empires 4, Evil Genius 2, which I just downloaded, so I didn't get to play it yet.
Yeah, me too.
Humankind, Inscription, and Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I guess I'll start now. Age of Empires 4, I believe, is gonna win. One, because it has that cachet. People have been waiting for this for a long ass time, and it plays good. Like, I've never been one. I didn't grow up playing the Age of Empires games, but when I downloaded this game and played it, I was just like, man, this is a real good strategy game. I also want to give a shout out to Humankind, though. I would wish Humankind would win it, because Humankind is like the next step where civilization, the next Civilization 6, I would hope, takes some cues from Humankind and they just become this perfect game
You
because of
playing that
how
on
good
Stadia?
yeah, play on no, actually no, Game Pass.
Okay.
Game Pass on PC. And so like Humankind has this strategy to it that just like they just had to do some improvements with the AI because AI made it way too easy for you to always win or and stuff like that, which they did make the improvements. But I think Age of Empires is going to win because it has that popularity between all these games here. But I really would hope that Humankind would win this game, this category.
Hey, I'll take this one, all right, because I'm gonna go real fast. I haven't played any of these games because I'm not into simulators. I'll say Flight Simulator. It won this last year, didn't it? It can win it every year. There you go.
And I would like to second that. I'm really not a simulator, so I would say Age of Empires because I played that. It came with my new PC, and it's pretty dope.
That's the now I know you got a PC. We could play some games on there once you got your Game Pass activated, yo.
Yeah, word, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I just seen
activated, man. Oh yeah, I'm about to order some stuff from you. Yo, tell these people about your business, your box ball club, or is it ball box club?
It's ballclubbox.com.
My bad. But I gotta order some more Raiders gear from there. I said this year before this year is over. So incoming order from me. But I want you guys to know my boy Tim is selling sports memorabilia and shit like that. You know, Tim. So go ahead, drop them with the link.
The same stuff you get at the stadium is what comes in the box, and it's boxed with love.
Yes,
that's about it. But yeah, any team you can get NCAA, NFL, NBA, you get it all mixed in a box, whatever you'd like. And it arrives free of. Well, I mean, it's all a flat rate. It comes with free. Free priority shipping.
Yep.
And yeah, well, there's no apparel, but I do sometimes include glassware.
Yes. Tim has looked out for me when I ordered Jet stuff for my dad, and he sent me some Raiders stuff in that box, knowing that it was me. I didn't even tell him I was ordering. I just ordered, and I guess you recognize my name and like, oh, it's my boy, and sent me some stuff. So I appreciate that, man. Definitely appreciate it, guys. So look out for that. If you're into sports and you need some shot glasses, I think photo frame. Like he sent me flags and all this shit for my father for his stuff. But next category is the best family game. So we have here It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, new Pokemon Snap, which I don't know how that's a family game. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare Get It Together. Let's start with you, Tim. What do you think's gonna win?
So I would have to say, you said Mario Party?
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say Mario Party only because I bought that for my children, and we have been playing that. We've been playing that through, like, honestly, the whole
my
year.
kids love the shit out of Mario Party.
That game is a fan favorite. So
how is it online?
It's been good. I played Mario Party in my car online, and it's been working flawlessly. Yeah, I got Wi-Fi in my car now. So,
ridiculousness.
That's what we want. This is all the good stuff we want for you, man. We want you to be really living it up.
Yes, people, this is how much I'm into my game. Like, I work 6 days a week, but you will not stop me from being able to play my fucking game.
Shitty internet in my car. Man. I can't get jiggy with this shit.
You gotta be able to, unwind, man. We want this for you.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
This is the Nintendo category, man.
Woo!
This is the first time I think I can remember where a game is in here that isn't Nintendo, and It Takes Two.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll start with the Nintendo games. I haven't played. I don't know why I haven't got Mario Party yet. I want to. I was thinking about WarioWare, but the more I looked into it, it just didn't really have any kind of depth, it seemed like, at all.
It's on sale now, so I just bought it just because it's on sale. But I played the demo, and it looked like something that I could mess with.
I know those games don't have any depth to them, and I'm asking for too much, but like it just seems like such a damn basic game. Now, Bowser's Fury was awesome. I think they were really going for kind of an open world type approach with that. It was just so short that I don't know. There wasn't much to it, and
I think that one is not gonna win because I feel like with Nintendo, it's like been here, done this.
Yeah.
You know, like
and they Nintendoed us with that. They just gave us another game that we got 2 gens ago. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I told you guys earlier, and I wasn't playing. I think because It Takes Two is gonna not get the game of the year, it's just gonna kill it in every other category.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
I'm
say It
with
Takes
you.
Two.
I want Mario Party Superstars to win, but I think It Takes Two is gonna win this one. You know, so
I
that's
feel like
two of them.
Mario Party outsold them. I'm sticking where I am. Boy, wait, real quick.
All right.
Last time I was on this podcast, I had made an error. I said that Alejandro had came up with the Stadia that had told us about the Stadia drop for it being $22, and it really was our guy here, resident hot boy Mike, who told us about it. And I just want to correct that and say I'm sorry,
Hey.
Mike.
It's always good to
It
have
was you. They haven't sent me my stuff yet, but thank you very much. Good looking, homie.
Alejandro is the man.
Shout
So
out, man.
anytime
Shout out, Alejandro,
somebody
Word.
gives him credit, the credit was due.
The homie.
His credit was due. I just couldn't. I had to give you shit.
I feel this guy become like our
thank you
secret
both, though.
promoter
Thank
in
you
the
both.
background. You know,
Yeah,
like
he really is.
I like for our new tournament. For those who aren't part of our Facebook group, we're doing a tournament for the best music in video games, best musical scene, impactful music, I should say, in video games. And Alejandro, I want to shout you out, man, for like when we first started taking nominations and dropping the videos under everybody's comments, which is something he did not have to do. You know, and I appreciate it, because now every time I drop a thing, I can just go into those comments, copy and paste the video that he put there, and just drop it into the comments so people could hear the song that we're talking about. You know, so shout out Alejandro, man.
Thanks. Shout out, man.
Thanks, Alejandro, just for being you, bro. Thank you.
Helping the community.
Yep.
Like I said, I didn't mean to take too much time, but I thank y'all for that.
Nah, it's all good. Like Gamerish Network people, like for those of you listening for the first time, like we are a community. Like I started this because I wanted fans to feel a part of what the creators were doing, which is why, if you guys look, before I got Mike and Tim on here, I did put a post to get any of you on this podcast. I don't care who it is. If you have a passion for video games, if you're part of the Gamerish Network, you could be on our podcast. That's what we're here. That's why we call ourselves the network. We want to make sure that other people could express themselves on these podcasts rather than just me, Felice, and Mad King. You know, so look out for that, guys. If you really want to talk about games, so like I don't even mind if you have a topic, you can hit me up in my inbox or a personal message and be like, hey, if you want to talk about this week on your pod, like I'll gladly join you. I really won't mind. Like there's no gaming topic that I run away from. I could talk about games for days, like for hours. Just so you guys know, I just want to put that plug up in there. You know, so next up though, our best fighting game. We have Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, you know, Guilty Gear, Melty Blood, Nickelodeon All-Star Blood. Bro, I said blood. Nickelodeon put no blood in their game.
SpongeBob,
Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate. So I think out of this, it's hard to choose because I haven't played Guilty Gear, Metal Blood, or Virtua Fighter 5. I think the most popular one would be Virtua Fighter 5, but sometimes the anime fans get out there, and if an anime fans come out and support they shit, then Demon Slayer should win this category. You know, like because Demon Slayer, I don't know how good the game is. I'm waiting for it to go on sale because I'm teaching my son about Demon Slayer now. We went and saw the movie. Me and my son cried next to each other for the first time ever watching the Demon Slayer movie, Mugen Train. If you haven't watched that and you're an anime fan, please go watch Mugen Train. Like, I've never watched my son cry before. My son has never seen me cry until we watched this movie. And my son looked over to me and he's like, Dad, are you crying? I'm like, man, yes, man. Like this fucking movie, man. These animes, yo, because I don't cry about real world shit.
Putting a lot of speed on the ball, man.
No, man,
but a lot of weight. This movie is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah, man. It's like emotional shit in anime and video games. This motherfucker drops a tear. Like, oh God, man. Like, that's the only time I cry in the virtual world, yo. It's like in the virtual world, son. I can't do it in real life for anything. But when it comes to the virtual world and the life I live in that world, it gets to me sometimes, man. It gets to me sometimes. You know, like my son's coming back to the car, wiping his face. I'm like, you like the movie? He's like, yeah. You know, it's like,
hey, good time, man.
But
good
yeah,
time.
I think, yeah, that's gonna win. Demon Slayer is gonna win this one. I could be wrong. If Demon Slayer doesn't win, I think it'll go to the long-standing Virtual Fighter 5. But what do you think, Mike?
I don't have a horse in this race. The only fighting games I play are Street Fighter, and that hasn't been good since 4, really. And I play Mortal Kombat. You know, I'm a Mortal Kombat guy.
Yep, me too.
Now, I'm also the black sheep in the Gamerish network. Well, me and Big E, Captain Cannon. I don't do anime. I just can't get into it. I wish I could. I really do. I wish. I'm such a nerd, and I wish my nerddom went there. I really do. Like, you guys got something, and I don't got it. You know, I'm jealous.
It is what it is.
So I think, yeah, Demon Slayer from the show or from the movie, and then Virtua Fighter, of course. I've played a gang of Virtua Fighters.
Yeah, we've all played virtual. I'm sure Tim's played Virtual Fighter before. Even if it was 5 people, we've all played Virtual Fighter.
And I think Guilty Gear is the one that I've heard the most.
Yes.
Yo, yeah. Cause Guilty Gear, see, that's one of the most it's a complex fighter. That's why they have it in esports and things like that. So it's possible that could win, but I just don't hear no one talking about it. You know, so
there's always
I feel like it won't be that game. And if Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl wins when that game was so hyped that no one bought it, you know, it's just like, all right. So
their problem is they don't ever get the voice actors. You know what I mean? Like they just
like they have that WB game coming out, and I think the voice actors being in that WB
will be the difference.
Is gonna be a big
difference.
Look
at the list of those actors, man. It is incredible.
But at the same time, it's one of the things that made Smash great.
Yes.
Was that the fighting community really came together and put out information. You know what I'm saying? They talked about it. It was at tournaments. Smash really, honestly, got elevated by the community. Nickelodeon Brawl Stars really hasn't had that time to foster that type of.
It was just a nostalgia game. It was
where you can say that Smash has a scene. Nickelodeon Brawl Stars does not. Guilty Gear, I feel, is gonna beat this.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are Dead or Alive and all that. Yeah, where those are great.
Movies.
I mean, those are more arcade fighters. If arcades were still a thing, I would say, yeah, that's gonna win.
Why do you say that? I was doing a delivery for work, and I'm in Chinatown. And then I passed this arcade. I'm just like, this a fucking arcade still alive?
Wow.
I'm like,
shouts out to Chinatown Fair, man. Shouts out to the god Chinatown Fair used to be, bro. But anyway, sorry. I miss Chinatown Fair. I do, man. There used to be a place you could just go in.
I saw you came out here for the Thanksgiving Day parade. I saw your Instagram, your Facebook story.
That was taken directly from Twitter, bro.
You took it from Twitter? Okay. I was like, yo, I was kind of mad. I was like, this motherfucker came to New York and ain't tell me, because I always want you to tell me when you come to New York, because I make time for you.
I would have said I was up there.
I make time for you, my boy Tim. Anytime you come to New York, I'm me and you linking every single fucking time you come out here. Like that's the bond, yo. We
Appreciate you, bro.
bros, you know. And like I told
Appreciate you.
Captain, when
Yeah,
that
no,
out
that was.
there, then
If
we
I
gonna
was out
chill
there, yeah, I definitely would have hit you up.
Yeah,
Even if, because I
know.
believe they have Barcade in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I feel like Dead or Alive will always be, or even Tekken. Tekken is great, but it's even better arcade. It's an arcade fighter. Guilty Gear, for the fight community, as far as they're concerned, Guilty Gear is just really, I feel like that is gonna be the winner. It should be. Like,
I believe it should be. I do believe it should be. I just don't hear enough about it outside of the esports community, you know. So, but yeah, fair enough. So next up, we got best role-playing game, and you know, RPGs. I think is where all three of us thrive. I think we're all about our RPGs. So we got, and this is hard for me, but I've looked at this category. But we got Cyberpunk 2077. We got Monster Hunter Rise. We got Scarlet Nexus. We got Shin Megami Tensei 5. And we got Tales of Arise. So I think I want to be last for this one because I feel like I got some shit to say, which I feel like all of us have some shit to say between the three of us when it comes to this topic. But Mike, what do you think will win best role-playing game?
Tales of Arise. I think Tales of Arise will win. Maybe Cyberpunk. I don't know. Probably not. They're just.
Hey, they're in Steam now, and they're above positive reviews.
They are.
Now
They are, but it's still they got ran under so hard.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to come back, man. It's a long way back up. Yeah, I'd say Tales. Tales. They've had a really great history.
Game. Great. This is my first Tales game that I'm actually.
This is my
finishing.
first.
It's like the combat system in Tales and everything is just top notch to me. Like once I played that demo, I bought the game right away. I was like, I gotta play this shit.
So once again, I'm not an anime guy, but this doesn't feel too anime to me, except for when they talk and the noises. That
the cutscenes in anime.
Yeah, definitely is. But the combat and the gameplay is just, it's an RPG. The combat's great. It's fluid. I would like for Tales to win. It looks great on my PS5. It looks great.
I got it on Xbox, but still looks great.
I don't know. I feel like we've talked about Cyberpunk so much.
Yeah, we all know.
I tried playing it again.
I think Cyberpunk next year will get the most improved game.
When it's next gen, when it's truly next gen, is when I'll give it the real chance.
Most improved game next year.
I bought it for $10 not too long ago. I tried playing it. As soon as you get your car, from Jackie, it glitched and I was just stuck in first person mode and I couldn't get out of. I could not change it. I couldn't change it. I had to restart the game and then it would let me change it. And I was like, you know what? Uninstall. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again.
What about you, Tim? What are you thinking?
Monster Hunter. That is it. Monster Hunter, only because they have the community. Monster Hunter is one of those games where every time I go to YouTube, there's something new somebody's putting up about it. I just learned about how you can slice off tails and stuff, but the community keeps it going. It seems like, like the developers are always trying something new with, the new monsters and their layers and stuff like that. I've just not heard anything bad about it. That's one thing that's one game that really has not, other than the movie, everybody has always seemed to find some type of joy with. So that's, to me, who's winning. Like this year, like Cyberpunk, what can be said, which has already been said, but even with the new stuff that comes out for this game, glitches aside, the issue with this game is that it has an end game. It's not dark enough and it has an end game. And I'll leave it at that. If they would have had it like some open-ended game, like somehow, honestly, like what do you call that? Fallout 4, where yes, you can beat this game, but there's still a reason
After
for
it's
you
done,
to,
there's a whole bunch of shit left for you
there's
to
still a reason why you should, you know, give a fuck about. I'm sorry, I'm gonna curse, but there's
no,
still a
it's
reason why
rated R
you should
podcast.
you should give a fuck about Night City, where there's a lot happening in Night City. There's a lot of random
Yes.
stuff that could be happening, but it's just like as far as the RPG is concerned, in the world that they crafted, you're just after a point in time, you're like, why am I still cruising around in these cars that I worked so hard to get? Where in Monster Hunter, no matter what, you're trying to beat the next dragon to get the next carapace or the next sword or the next, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you love the grind, but the grind in the world
Yeah,
makes
it's all
it
part of it.
as
The
far
only
as
reason
RPG.
I don't choose Monster Hunter is because it's on Switch. And when it comes to it being on Switch, it
Oh,
comes
come
with
on.
complicated control.
Last year, you could barely find a Switch.
No,
I got
hey,
2 Switches in my household.
not
What are you
me.
talking
I
about?
got 5 Switches in my home.
Exactly. Because it's on Switch.
You know,
People
like,
could buy
like
people on the corner looking for Switches.
I had to buy a Switch for my wife, had to buy for every fucking kid, had to buy.
Hey, they won
had to
Black
get
Friday.
spoiled,
Switch
you
won
know,
Black
like,
Friday out of all.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm only giving praise where praise is due, but I ain't trying to attack you, Dre. You're right though.
No, it's all good because I feel Tales of Rise should get this. I feel Tales of Rise should do this. If I had to do a sleeper pick, then I would hope that Cyberpunk gets this just because Cyberpunk did have a great story, no matter what anyone says about the glitches and all that stuff that happened with the game. The story of Cyberpunk was great, and there was so many ways you could go with it. So many side quests that just took you somewhere, like made you like the way this game made you choose how you were gonna build your character based on the missions you were doing. You know, I'm just like, yo, this mission got a lot of shit for me to sneak in. Maybe I should go and start putting in some skill points in my stealth category. Oh, here I got a running gun here, so maybe I should upgrade my weapon category. You know what? Here I feel like I sneak up on everybody. Let me buy the blades for my hands and just fucking go in there and stab everybody to fucking death. So in a perfect world, Cyberpunk would win this award to me. But
yeah.
I think Tales of Arise is gonna win this. You know, I think because Tales of Arise finally brought in a bunch of fans, that people that didn't play Tales before, which of course no, it's not on Game Pass. Let me stop saying it's on Game Pass. But which of course, like I just felt like they changed up their method. They took it out of the cartoony realm that it was in. They took out like the kiddie graphics, to me, as I called them, and they put it in like Fortnite graphics 2.0, and it became the battle system was flawless. And I like the story. I like where the story's going. I like playing with every single character. Every time I play Tales of Arise, I have to switch my character. I'm like, all right, I'm playing with you today, because I just like this. The skill system, the skill trees are fucking massive. Everyone has a bunch of moves you can fucking equip to them. It's just like, I'm just like, oh my God, it's crazy. And even my wife is intrigued by the story. She's literally watching me play Tales of Arise right now. And that's saying something, because she don't really give a shit about any of the games that I play. She'll sit down and watch me play Life is Strange because she's like, oh, I want to see you cry. So I'm going to watch you play Life is Strange just so I can see you cry. You know, like, yeah. So that's the only reason she'll sit around for Life is Strange. But Tales of Arise, she likes the story. I love the story, you know, and so I think Tales of Arise deserves this and will win this. But in a perfect world, Cyberpunk should get this. You know, that's what I'm gonna say about that. That's all I gotta say about that. Next up, best action adventure game. So we got Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. Now, this is a hard.
Yeah, this one is hard.
This is a fucking.
This is about 3 that I equally want to win.
Because there's stuff that we love, and there's stuff that we know took things to the next level. You know, that's why I feel like this is a fucking hard category. So Tim, I want to start with you, man. I'm gonna put you on the hot seat and make you start off. with this one. What do you think? Okay, give us what you think is gonna should win and what you think deserves to win.
So for me, I kind of don't want to give a answer to this because
I know it's a hard one. It's
like
a tough one.
Well, that in two of like I want to say three of the games I are still on my backlog to play. So it's like I feel like these three equally will be like I don't know who to give it to. So like the three are Psychonauts 2. I really want to play that. Ratchet and Clank, A Rift Apart. I really want to play that.
Platted it. Loved it.
And there's one more from this category. There's one more. There's one more that I'm not sure of. Where I'm just
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I figured.
Play where I've heard good things. The reason why I didn't buy Guardians of the Galaxy is because I thought it'd be a lot like the Avengers,
right?
And so I didn't give it a chance.
Not.
Which, like right now,
it is not.
Especially since Black Friday has already passed. I think I'll pick it up on PlayStation because it's on sale.
Right now,
but those are the
still
three
has
games.
their Black Friday deals right now.
And so I'm just. And that's what I'm saying. Those are the three games that I will. One of those three, or who I'd want to give it to, but I just haven't played it enough to really give a educated answer.
All right, I feel you there. What about what you thinking, Mike?
I think so much about this damn category.
I know there's a lot of games.
Psychonauts is great. I haven't finished it. It's awesome. It's so weird.
I love about Psychonauts is
it's
just
so
like
weird.
It focused on mental health.
Yeah, they
and
do.
The way
they do.
You were able
in a good
to
way.
make mental health a priority at the same time as making it in a way that you could turn this into a video game level for someone's mental health and keeping that person's personality intact. Like Psychonauts did a lot, man.
And that was really one of the first new gen exclusives that came out for Xbox. It's beautiful and it's so creepy. Like the dentist shit, man, that shit was so uneasy. Have you still feeling so uneasy? And I think that the game's supposed to make you feel uneasy.
Yeah.
Now, Ratchet and Clank is the first Ratchet and Clank I've ever played. And
really?
I think, well, I played the 2018 one. I played the 2018 one. The remake that came out. So our 2016 remake, I think, of the movie, that game, whatever game was on PS Plus or whatever. It's all right. That game is the first PlayStation 5 DualSense true experience that there was. What's nuts?
After the bot game,
yes,
Astrobots.
After Astrobot and a little bit of Returnal 2, definitely.
Yeah, Returnal was
new Jenny.
Yeah, Returnal.
But Ratchet and Rift Apart. So like when you rift, what we're taking so lightly is how incredible the PlayStation 5 is, and everything, the whole scene, the whole world changes. And when you rift like that and you're going through these different boss levels, it takes the whole damn game and the whole level and completely turns it on its head and changes it completely at the blink of an eye. Games have never done that. There's always been a loading screen to create another level, but boom, you rift and you're in a level. It's loaded, it's ready to go. It's nuts how it works. When you get those damn jet boots, man, you're like, this is a different game, man. This is a different game. The whole DualSense shit with like the triggers, you know what I mean, where you gotta cock it back again, you can only halfway does one thing, and then pulling the trigger the whole way, gives you a different type of shot. It's Ratchet and Clank is new gen. All the time, every generation we're like, what's different? Well, that game is different. That's a different game. It's a different experience.
So Ratchet and Clank is your pick.
No, I'm not done. That's the thing, man. There's two more games. So we're just gonna be loading the audio for this, but you guys can see me, so I'm gonna hold this up. This is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
This
I got mine on Xbox.
This game right here
Mm-hmm.
The
I was playing it right
the-
before we got on this pod.
This was the mind fuck of the year for me. This was the
Yes.
one that I did not see
Yes.
coming. The only thing I've
Yes.
ever really even heard about it before was it was on a Nintendo Direct. Was the first time I heard about this damn game. I thought it was a Nintendo game at first. I got it because the reviews came in and they were solid, so I pre-ordered it the week it came out. The acting in this game, the voice acting in this game, and the story in this game, I will put it with all the greats. I will put it right there with Insomniac. The writing and the acting, I'll put it with Insomniac. I will put it up with Naughty Dog. These dudes.
With the way they talk, you would think
Yeah.
Naughty Dog made this game.
You would, and the writing too, and that voice acting, and none of these guys are real big voice actors. And it's maybe the best I've ever seen in a game as far as when people are talking and their mouth movement, their facial expressions. I think it's just so solid. Like it's like, man, these motherfuckers are talking. Like you're watching some damn fine animation. The game's good. It's a linear game. You know, you're going through levels. You're not you're not choosing where you're traveling or anything like that.
It's
I
all
mean,
about their relationships
Yep.
and shit.
That's a great game. It deserves to win. I think I think Ratchet and Clank and Guardians of the Galaxy deserve to win.
Mhm.
I think the Resident Evil community and its presence is so big
Big.
that Village will win. That's what I'll end it on. Village will win. I like Village too.
Yeah. Village
Have
is
you?
great.
Oh, I was gonna say, have you guys played Village?
I just
Yeah, I
played it
beat
this
Village.
last
I beat
October.
Village. I beat
Mhm.
Village. So, and you know, if I beat a scary game, it's a good game because
It wasn't
I've never
too
finished
scary.
it.
There
It
was
wasn't
some
too
weird
scary,
shits
because
in it.
Resident Evil became an action game.
Yeah, this is
That's
an
why it's
action
in this
game.
category, best action adventure game instead of best horror game. You know, so I think I'm rooting for everyone being surprised by Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm thinking Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna win this one.
Okay.
Ratchet
I'd
and
buy
Clank.
it. I'd buy that.
Yeah, if Ratchet and Clank wins, go ahead. You get your flowers. But I think Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna win this one. Ratchet and Clank could probably be the close second, you know, and
It's
What
really
is-
that good? Because
yes,
I'm thinking
Guardians
about
of the
buying Ratchet and
Galaxy
Clank.
is
My fault.
a
I'm sorry.
great
Guardians of the
narrative game.
Galaxy today.
It's good, man. It's
Yeah, man.
good.
Guardians of the
Because
Galaxy is
of the
that damn
linear
good.
story. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want. I understand. You know, we don't have to have RPG elements and everything. It's just when action games seem to be more linear is where you like that constriction
Mhm.
usually starts to make you it catches rub at replay. I'm sorry, I'm at a loss
Replay
for words
value.
now. But replay value, yes. And
So Tim, you already picked, right? Or you didn't give us a pick yet?
Nah, because I can't. I mean, I want to play Guardians of the Galaxy. I have not played anything in this lineup.
Oh, play Guardians of the Galaxy, man. And if you get Game Pass on your new PC, play that Psychonauts 2 for sure. For sure, son. You want to play that. So what I'm gonna do, all right. So now we're gonna go into best action game, which is funny that we have best action game and then we have best action adventure game. So for best action game, we got Back for Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, and Returnal. This is another hard one for me. I think it's another tough one to choose and shit like that.
I think I know where you're gonna go.
But probably, but you know, Tim, you start us off, man. You start us off, Tim.
No, Mike got to do it.
No, Mike got to start us off. All right, Mike.
All right. This is a rough one. This is a rough one. So I'll throw Chivalry out there right now. I played it. The controls, I didn't like it. I don't like the combat in it. I just can't get good at that game. I bet people can. I bet people can get damn good at that game. I can't. I can't get the dude to do what I want him to do. And when I play games and I can't do the thing that you want to do when the thing doesn't feel good, I just don't like it. I stopped playing it. So Chivalry just didn't click for me at all. Now, I think for game of the year, the game of the year, it's really messed up that Returnal wasn't in that category. That Returnal's not even going to be talked about for the game of the year.
Facts on facts on facts.
Because it was all the time. Well, what's not this game? How can this game be? It's not revolutionary. You know, people always talk about how things have got to change everything we've ever known to be great. Well, this game did do that. This game did change shit. It was revolutionary. I've never liked this, and also this is like the year of the loop. What is that shit about? This is the loop year. You know what I mean? With the Golden Forgotten City.
There's a lot of games that are doing loop shit, man.
Yeah, this
Especially like Splitgate. I love Splitgate, but
this is the loop
you have
year.
to be really strategy. You have to know your strategy when you're playing Splitgate. Not Splitgate. What's that damn game? It's on Game Pass. I was telling you guys, not Splitgate.
Forgotten City.
No.
Deathloop.
Oh, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, Deathloop's up there. So I think
Lemnis Gate. Lemnis.
Okay. So Deathloop, we talk about next gen shit. That is a next gen game. The sounds that you're once again that DualSense controller, you know, I know that people are talking about it's a fad and it's just this gimmick, but man, when that thing does what it needs to do, the DualSense is great. It really puts you into the damn games. It's immersion. It gives you immersion. The raindrops when you're playing that game coming through the controller is crazy. You hear the wind almost like you can feel like a cold wind damn near when you're playing that game. Like you feel its aesthetics. When you get on a good run, the shit just feels good. It loads up so fast that when you don't get on a good run and you got to start all the way over, you don't even mind it. It's not even that big of a deal. It's the particles and shit, man, in the air, that game, all of the different things that are going on at the same time. It's nuts that these systems can handle this. That's a great game. Dre, what was the other games?
So we have Back 4 Blood,
Back 4
Chivalry,
Blood,
Deathloop, Far Cry 6, and Returnal.
Okay, so I think I'll shorten this up because I talked a lot about Returnal. I just love that game. Deathloop, I think won't win this one. I think that's gonna be a big game of the year contender.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that later. I'll save that. Far Cry 6 is all right. It's cool. It's Far Cry. I like it. I don't think it's gonna win. So I want, you know what? I want Returnal to win, and I think Returnal will win.
Yeah, I think especially since it got snubbed from Game of the Year contention, also it might be the one of them. What about you, Tim? What are you thinking?
I think Far Cry 6 is gonna get it, and that's because
really,
because Returnal is great and all, but I don't know too many people who are willing to pick that up, and like you guys said, it is the year of the loop. That was like really the first game that I know that kind of like instituted this. Deathloop, where that came out and it was good, it was like on sale the next day. Like 3 days later, it was like a 50% off sale on it. And so like I can't really in good conscience say that. With that being said, it has, to me, it kind of has to be Far Cry, because not only were people, not only waiting for that, it's just the in-game interaction with.
That's an interesting pick, man.
What, like, I mean, I forget the Gustavo guy. I forget his name. I don't want
Gus Fring.
Yeah, like, I mean, he's very
Anton Castillo.
Thank you. He's like his acting, of course, is always masterful. And then like how they were sending people, the game somehow was sending people emails if they didn't finish, to me was just like a really good interaction, to where I would be surprised if they didn't win this.
You're right. Yeah, like I'm still playing Far Cry right now. I love Far Cry, but I think we spoke about it earlier. I think people are tired of the Ubisoft the Ubisoft way of things, you know, just like, why can't you guys just give us a game that we could just play without doing 100 things on the side? Why can't it be 50 things to do on the side? It doesn't have to be 100 things to do on the side. You know, so that's why I think, although the casting and everything in that game is great, and I wouldn't mind if it wins, I don't think Far Cry 6 is gonna win. I think it's gonna go to Returnal. I wanted personally to go to Back for Blood because I felt like that was a great action game. So I personally wanted to go to Back for Blood. But
And what do you think of Chivalry?
Oh, Chivalry. Freddie streams Chivalry a lot.
Right.
And I played part 1 of Chivalry. I never played Chivalry 2. After playing Chivalry 1, as much as I like blood and gore, I didn't like the controls of that game, so I didn't really. That's why I never bought part 2. You know, so that's why I never played part 2. So that's why I don't think it's a good game if you know what you're doing, but it's not that popular amongst the masses. So there's no way it's gonna win this.
You said you want Back for Blood, but you think
Returnal. Yeah. So I want Back for Blood, but I think Returnal. And I'm Back for Blood.
I just want to put out there, watching Freddie play Chivalry was what got me interested in that game. And I want to shout him out for that.
Yep. Freddie G. He'll be back, guys, this Thursday, Video Game Awards. If you guys are listening to this before Thursday, Video Game Awards, we're streaming that.
Yeah, I'm gonna check in.
So I think, Returnal is gonna win this one. Because it's another snub from Game of the Year awards. I'm just like, when they said Game of the Year, and I'm like, Returnal's not on there, Forza is not on there. Like, how the fuck? Like, who determines? Like, I would love to be in that meeting room for what games deserve to be on the Game of the Year nominee.
But Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 can win the simulator for 2021. Like, what sense is this?
Wait. But that's the thing. I think it is from like maybe, I think it's a fourth quarter thing. So like they only count for maybe like December. November.
It was that, or it was because it got ported.
Still, Returnal came out like in February.
Right.
You know? Yeah, and Returnal came out like in February. There's no way. And Returnal had everything. It took full advantage of the PS5's graphical system. It took full advantage of the PS5's controller. It took full advantage of immersiveness, and it gave everybody what it wanted. But everybody was doing the whole loop thing this year, and it was one of the best loop games.
It was also the first real next gen exclusive. You know, everybody's like, well, why get a PS5 when you can? All these games you can play on PS4 anyways. These aren't exclusives.
Yeah.
Well, this game was.
Suffer from recency bias. You know, people are just like, this game came out. That's why I think It Takes Two is not going to get the love it deserves, because It Takes Two came out in the beginning of the year, which it puts me on a little tangent here now, because it's like, now we used to bitch and complain that no good games come out at the beginning of the year. Right. Now a bunch of good games come out in the beginning of the year, but they're not being appreciated at the end of the year because of recency bias. So now we're going to find publishers like, you know what? Yes, we'll sell a lot of games if we put it out in January, February, and March, but we won't get our awards because everyone's going to be looking at the newer games that came out later this year because of this shit. You know, so it's a double-edged sword, you know, and I can only hope that these people that are voting on this stuff could think about everything they played. And on another note of this, there's no way all these voters played all of these games. No way.
No, there's too many damn games.
Too many damn games to play. So I could only hope that one day the Video Game Awards could be like, hey, GameSpot is part of the voting system. Easy Allies, part of the voting system. Game Informer, part of the voting system. Because I know, listening to Game Informer, they told us in their last podcast that they had votes for this stuff, but there was a bunch of games on this that none of them ever played. You know, so there's games that are gonna be there that people are gonna vote on, and they can't even vote on some of these games because hey, we didn't get to play this. You know, because even when you're an established company, only one person plays for a review, not two, not three, not four. Only one person plays for a review, and you only can hope that one of your coworkers are there to talk to you about, oh man, I bought the game. This is what I think about it. You know, and so I say the difference where Gamerish works in with in comparison to all those other companies, at least you have a Dre that doesn't let anything get by him, you know. And I'm gonna
Way to
play,
go, bro. Thank
as,
you.
you know, as
Falling on
much
that
of these.
sword.
I'm gonna play as much of these games as I can, and I might not finish them all in a certain time manner, but I will buy them all. Like I will buy all
Yeah,
these
we
games.
just said nobody can play these games, all
You
these
know,
damn games. But you know what? Dre tries.
Dre tries. Dre tries to play
Hey,
all
Of
these
course,
fucking
he
games.
puts
You know,
forth the effort. It's a
I do. I honestly do. But I can only hope in that category that the right person wins. Well, I'll move on though. Best virtual reality or augmented reality, and I know this might be hard for you guys because I don't. Me and you guys, I never speak to you guys about virtual reality games, but they have Hitman 3, I Expect You to Die Part 2, Love Echo 2, Resident Evil 4, which I'm surprised made it in here, and Sniper Elite VR, which I'll go first since I'm the one that has VR. You know, Mike, you have VR?
I haven't made the leap yet.
All right. I was wondering if
I
you
got
had it.
VR.
But Resident Evil 4, I bought it. Play that shit on VR, Oculus Quest, top notch VR. Resident Evil 4 will win this category. I'm thinking top
What?
down, no competition compared to these other games. I love I Expect You to Die. I love playing
Yes.
that, but you can't play that game without someone there with you. That's the problem. It's not a game you can play by yourself. Someone has to
True.
be there watching the screen and telling you what to do while playing this game. Resident Evil 4, you don't need anyone with you. Sniper Elite, you don't need anyone with you, but Sniper Elite is so old now that no one's worried about that. Lost Echo 2, I don't know what the fuck that is. And Hitman 3 is better played on a controller than in VR.
Yeah, it's
You
not
know,
really VR, is it? I
yeah.
mean,
No.
So I only can see Resident Evil 4 win this award. But what do you have to say, Tim? What's your opinion?
Because you're right about I Expect You to Die, but that is like really one of the ultimate experiences. So
It
you
is
have
a good game.
another person there. Like to me, I've played that on VR. I really like that experience. Um, I tried the demo for Resident Evil, and it was too scary. It's
You know,
really immersive.
I always complain about scary games that are too scary.
Like,
and it's
because I mean,
scarier in
the
VR.
lucky thing is you have to like have the light on for the tracking, but at the same time, like that is a game that
You're still
with
immersed. You're
yeah,
in
with
there.
the yeah. So I mean, for me, is I Expect You to Die, but you're right. Resident Evil would be the best out of this category.
So Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite games probably of all time. Dre, would you say that like it being YouTube and it being not YouTube, Facebook, it being Facebook now, and it's I don't know how to say this. Have they stepped on it? You know what I mean? Have they dulled it down a little bit?
Yeah, it did get doled down. It's not as hard as the GameCube version and things like that. The original version, a little easier, but it's the reason what makes up for that is that everything's in your fucking face. Like you're really frantic when you're playing this game because it's not like you're playing with Leon in third person. Now you're playing with Leon when that chainsaw guy is coming after you when you're defending the house. That chainsaw guy is gonna be in your damn face when he
Okay.
comes
Yeah.
after you, you know. So that shit's kind of tough. You know, that shit is scary as shit. Scary as shit, yo. It's like me playing Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. That game is not that scary. It's not supposed to be scary, but when you got all those zombies coming after you in that game, it's scary.
See, my brother has an Oculus too. I do play some games over there with him. Resident Evil 7 just didn't look that good to me. Like the graphics just didn't look good. It was scary as shit though. The Saints and Sinners was pretty awesome. Like you could kind of feel stabbing people
Yeah.
and like getting on that bus and just looking at my brother's little collection of heads. That game was crazy, Saints and Sinners. But yeah, he also has Resident Evil 4, so I don't know. Might have to swing by and check her out.
So you think Resident Evil is gonna win?
Yeah, Resident Evil, man. Just like I was talking about with Village, we forget Resident Evil's big time. They are big time. There's movies that suck, TV shows that suck, but they keep on making them.
Yep. And they just released a trailer today for the next Resident Evil show coming out on Netflix, which I didn't get a post on Gamerish yet. So I got to post that as soon as I get the chance. Tim, we got your pick, Tim, or you ain't give your pick yet?
Yeah, I gave my pick. My pick
good.
was well, I'm sorry. But yeah, my pick was I Expect You to Die.
All right. So yeah. All right. So that's it. Let's move on. Next one is innovation in accessibility. We got Far Cry 6. We got Forza Horizon 5. We have Guardians of the Galaxy. We have Ratchet and Clank. And we have The Veil, Shadow of the Crown. So accessibility it's a lot of ways to go with accessibility because it's like controller support. There's are you colorblind and things like that, and sensitivity and things like that. And me, honestly, the game is not on this list, but Battlefield 2042 is one of the best games that had to come with accessibility for them,
really
letting you choose your color for what the enemies look like and what your friends look like. And I saw this in Game Informer. A guy wrote in the Game Informer, he told him that he's colorblind, and for Battlefield to let him choose the color for each thing made a lot of difference for him playing that game. So I got to give it up to Battlefield for thinking about everybody.
The one thing they get right.
You know, right? For real. And then so out of this though, Guardians of the Galaxy didn't show me much accessibility. Ratchet and Clank had something there, but I think out of all of these, I think Far Cry 6
Ubisoft
has the upper hand. And I think
so many options.
Yeah, there's a lot of options in Far Cry 6. So I have to say that would win this category.
True. I concur.
What about you, Tim?
Oh, yeah, I said I concur.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down.
So innovation, I think if we're talking about innovation, then I would say Ratchet and Clank. Just the whole Rift. It's like one of the first games that really got Rift right.
See, I really want to play that now, man.
Accessibility, I gotta agree with you guys. Far Cry 6. Ubisoft that's one thing when we talk about all the shit that they had, and they had all kinds of shit. Like I said, I just got done beating Valhalla this year. Finally, it's too much. It's too much shit, but that also carries over to their accessibility. There's so many different options that they have to help people out, to help people play the games. I was grimy with Far Cry 6, and I made all my dudes have a white line around them, outline around them. I ended up turning it off because I was like, man, this is cheating. But yeah, Far Cry 6.
All right. So next up, best community supported game. We have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. So, damn, this is kind of a tough one because No Man's Sky has had a bunch of updates this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, keeps updating. Final Fantasy just got his new update this week, which is crashing servers. Destiny 2, continues to keep us in this loop every week of I have to. I don't want to do this, but I have to do this because I want all this shit.
I'm finally done till February.
And yeah, I'm done too. I'm waiting for the next expansion. And we have Fortnite, which has something new literally every fucking day. Like you turn on this game, there's something new in there because Fortnite is up there. The Rock is in Fortnite now.
Yeah,
The
now,
Rock is in Fortnite now. Like Epic has money. Like they are fucking getting everybody. They're doing every fucking thing. They got concerts. They're putting on Black Lives Matter stuff. Like it's. I don't see how Fortnite does not win this category. Honestly, like they're just out there now. Like Fortnite is just. It's like it's what Minecraft was when it first came out. You know, like Fortnite is the next Minecraft. You know, and so that's why I'm giving Fortnite my vote of why it will win. You know, what about you, Tim? What do you think?
I mean, I gotta go with Fortnite only because of what you said. I mean, it's something new. Like they are constantly upgrading this game and somehow are able to keep everybody coming back. Well, the where I would say it would be Fortnite. The only other would be No Man's Sky, and that's just from day one to now. No Man's Sky has done nothing but
Huge change.
gotten better, and now that they're, I guess, rags
Yeah.
to riches tale is now looked at as an example of how you could have a fumbled, rollout and then turn it around to one of the best communities, supported games. But I mean, I want to say also, it could be nothing but the community propping up Destiny 2, because that literally is like almost as old as Grand Theft Auto 5, and people are still playing it. So I mean, out of the three, Fortnite is,
It's a safe
Fortnite
pick.
is the critic. I would say critical acclaim. No Man's Sky ain't no slouch either.
What about you, Cap? What are you thinking?
So you know what I'm thinking. This is the Destiny 2 award, the annual Destiny 2 award. Just like the Family Games Award is the Nintendo Award, this one is the Destiny 2 award. It's you're talking about community. It's Destiny 2 as far as a video game is. If you want to just go laugh at people, um, hop in a great GTA 5 group. If you want to see some real clowns, when you want to actually connect with people, Destiny 2, you go on there, you ask, hey, can somebody help me out with this? People are there, people are helping you. It is a good community. It's in video games, we're blessed in Gamerish in our community because we're not toxic. There's no toxicity,
Yep.
but there's a lot of it out there outside of our community. There's a ton of it. And Destiny's one of the games where there's not a whole lot of it. There is, but it's not as bad as most games. Also, when you talk about a lot of these MMOs and online games, you notice that whenever a new game comes out, what is it compared to? It's
Depends
always compared to
on the
Destiny.
type of game.
You know what I mean?
This
It's
is
as far as
true.
like loot, as far as looter shooters, it's always compared to Destiny.
Fair enough.
I would like to see No Man's Sky because of the rags to riches. That's when we're talking about what always pops up when people talk about Cyberpunk or games that had such a hard
Bad start.
launch. They're like, well, yeah, but look at, No Man's Sky. It can happen. Look at Fallout 78. Like, it can happen. Or Fallout 76. It can happen. So I would love to see the Cinderella story. I'd love to. I would love that. I think, and I kind of would bet and want. I just say Destiny 2.
All right. So you got Destiny 2 from you. I say Fortnite, and Tim says Fortnite. All right. Next topic: best mobile game, which all of us might not have played any of these, but I played one. No, I played two of these. Oh, I played three of these. So okay.
There we go, guys.
So we got Fantasian, we got Genshin Impact, we got League of Legends Wild Rift, Marvel Future Revolution, and Pokemon Unite. What are you thinking, Mike?
Haven't played one of them.
Not playing.
Well,
it
I played
either?
Genshin. I've played Genshin. It's
You played
alright.
on the console at least.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild clone.
Yep, it's a Breath of the Wild clone. It looks a lot like it. It's alright. It's cool.
What about you, Tim?
I just don't have anything for it.
See, I want to say I think I've downloaded Genshin just because I clicked on the wrong part of this ad.
So was it FOMO? You didn't get caught up in FOMO?
And I was just like, yeah, let's try it out. And so I want to say I've tried that, with my my Google points. But other than that, I'm really not. Other than that Xbox Gamer Pass, there's not really too much I play on mobile outside of Rockstar games.
For me, it's Marvel Future Revolution. Now, there hasn't been any action RPG to ever make me pull out my phone every day and want to play it. Marvel Future Revolution has been that game. I pull this game out of my pocket every day when I'm sitting and waiting around. I'm playing this game daily alongside what's the card? This other game, this dice game I'm playing, but Marvel Future Revolution is beautiful if you have the right phone. The graphics are beautiful. So it deserves to win and it should win. That's all I gotta say about that. But yeah, I don't see like if anything takes over that, it will be Genshin Impact, I think, if anything takes over that spot. But the next category I got is best indie game. So we have Loop Hero, Inscription, Kenya, Bridge of Spirits, Death's Door at Death's Door.
At Death's Door, yeah, Death's Door.
Yeah, and 12 minutes. So this is another fucking tough one to me because some of these picks. I honestly, I don't know if 12 minutes is gonna get his day in the shine because I feel like it was more complicated at times than it needed to be. So I don't think that that's 12 minutes is gonna get that. I think that one's gonna go to Kenya, Bridge of Spirits, just because it's a Sony game. That's it.
Kenya for me, man.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think that Kana. And I also think, man, Death's Door is a good game. Death's Door is a good. Anytime I ever read a review that says it's Zelda-like, that gets the hooks in me, and I liked it. I do. Death's Door's cool.
All right. Next one. Best ongoing game. Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, or Genshin Impact. You start us off, Tim.
Warzone. Warzone does not look like it's going anywhere, anytime soon, at all. I just don't see anything. I really, at this point now, I thought it really was gonna be Fortnite, but I don't see anything really taking Warzone off of its pedestal.
Right, what about you, Mike?
I agree with them. I think Warzone's so big, it's never going anywhere. I would want to give a shout out though to Final Fantasy. I'm not a Final Fantasy guy, but the way that game, once again, one of those comebacks, and just recently everybody seems to be playing it again. That's cool. You like hearing about it. You love to hear it. Love to hear it. But yeah, this is Warzone all day.
I think it's gonna go to Fortnite. I think Fortnite. I explained this in the last category. Fortnite has been doing so much. When it comes to diversity, it comes to bringing in content, spending money to make sure all these people get in the game.
Concerts.
We got Spider-Man, Venom, we got the Avengers, we got The Rock, we got
Rick and Morty,
like
Martin Luther King.
Yeah, like how much further can Fortnite actually go? Like every year, Fortnite should win this award because Epic is not afraid to spend money. It's obvious. Like if Grand Theft Auto, in the report I read, makes 2.8 billion a month off of Grand Theft Auto Online. Yes. Imagine how much Fortnite makes
They make so much that they thought they could go against Apple.
Exactly. They make like 2.8 billion for Grand Theft Auto, and Fortnite is played more. Like fucking Fortnite probably makes about 15 billion a fucking month off of that game alone. I know I give my son allowance every week. He gets $20 a week. Every minute I'm getting notifications. Your son bought more V-Bucks. V-Bucks. It's all he does with his money. He buys V-Bucks. So sick baby, guys. Sick baby. I know people probably gonna be like, yo, what was that? Was that a coughing baby?
Man, I got him sick, man. I got us a cold.
Oh, man. So
shit started yesterday. Guys. It's horrible.
But yeah, so I think Fortnite's gonna take this shit. Next category, game for impact. So these are the best games for impact. So they had one that I never heard of before. Oh no, I know this game, Before Your Eyes. I don't know if a lot of people played this game because it's a game. It's very intriguing. It uses your camera. You have to have a camera to play this game, and you have to use your eyes to play it. So when you're reading, you gotta try not to blink, because if you blink, it's gonna change the page of the story, and you're gonna go on to the next page. And so you gotta try not to blink. But yeah, the game reads your eyes, and it comes up with stuff with your answers to questions, whether you blinked or you didn't blink. Move left or right to answer yes or no for certain questions. So it's a good game. I say check it out, people. The Boyfriend Dungeon, which I haven't played. I know
it's so weird.
That. Wow.
Chivalry. Life is Strange, True Colors, and No Longer Home. So games for impact. So who did I start? I started with Tim last. So Mike, you go ahead. You start this one.
Boyfriend Dungeon is one of the weirdest shits I've ever spent 2 hours on.
It sounds anime-ish enough for me.
It's so weird. I told you I didn't really care for Chivalry. I like that people do like it. I just don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand the fight mechanics in it.
Yeah.
I think this is a Life is Strange kind of award.
Yes.
Great reviews. Sold mega blockbusters, mega busters or whatever. I mean, it sold well. It's a no-brainer for me. This is a Life is Strange. I gotta wait for the price to drop down a little bit. I think it's still a full price game, isn't it?
It went down for Black Friday.
Okay.
I don't know if they brought it back.
Everything's back full price now, though.
So I love these games. Telltale games, and like I said, I like Don't Nod games. I love them. I go through them so fast, it's hard for me to spend the 60 bucks on it. So I haven't played it yet. I will. But
when it comes to me, I'm gonna go Life is Strange. Game for impact. Like, this is a game about empathy and feeling other people's feelings, and it's just like crazy shit happen, and you try to really like save people. And spoiler alert, 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's this part in Life is Strange, and like that really fucking hit me. Like it's just like I felt this fucking moment. I really did. And you're talking to this woman, and she's a single mother, and she's feeling all types of, again, this, you might not unlock, if you're not doing the right thing, you're not going to find out how she really feels. Unfortunately for me, I did the right thing, and I found out how she really feels about having a kid. And like, this game showed me just how much into people's minds that it really went, because this woman had this regret in her mind for being a mother. Like, she loved her kid, but she felt like a lot of things in her life would be different if she wasn't a mother, like if she didn't have a kid to take care of. And as much as those of us, like, we love our kids and everything, but I couldn't help but feel impacted, because I'll be honest, like, I love my kids to death, and I'll never change me having my kids. But sometimes I wonder, like, damn, back in the days, a friend could hit me up and be like, yo, going to this, that, and the third tonight, you coming? And I'll just say yes. Now I'm just like, I gotta be home, you know, because I don't want my wife getting stressed out being with these kids by herself, you know, like it's like so that part, like, you know, like yeah, it's just like it kind of hit me right there. I'm just like, man, this like the people that made this game were just like, we're gonna, and this is no different to any other Life is Strange game because they do their, but Don't Nod really does their best to throw out like the realest situations at us.
Yeah, they
and
do.
It's just like sometimes it feels better when you get to a moment in those games and just like, damn, so I'm not the only one. I don't have to feel bad about this because I'm not the only person. Because sometimes I feel bad. I'm just like, oh my God, if I didn't have kids, you know, the life I'll be living right now. Like it's so it's just like Life is Strange is just on another level to me, you know, like and Mike knows, Tim knows, anybody that's listened to every podcast.
Yo, these are known as Dre ass games.
Yeah, Dre ass games. So like I would say Life is Strange True Colors should win games for impact to just bring this back all in full circle. You know, like just because like it hits you. It hits you in more ways than one. And I can never knock what these games become, you know, never can. You know. Did we get everybody's pick? Because I spoke too long.
No. Oh well, mine is Life is Strange.
Okay.
Well, that's because I mean, in playing the games before, playing like for me is Life is Strange, and then the other one is
Tell me why.
Whoever makes Heavy Rain and stuff like that.
Quantum,
yeah, what? Yep, Quantum, yep.
Yeah, Quantum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like and so again, Dre got me on those games, but like Life is Strange, I really do like how they do put you in situations where it's not good, it's not bad, it's life.
Yes.
So even if you feel like it's a good decision right there, it can put you down a path where you're like, oh man, this wasn't as good as I thought it was. Or you think it's a bad situation, but then you go along and you be like, that was the best outcome. And so I do like how they use not only storytelling, but the video game mechanics to give people a unique perspective. And so, I mean, the Life is Strange games to me have always risen the bar on not only how I look at my own interactions, but how I look at it, like how do I play a game and how do I get to what I perceive is the goal. You know, what is the, you know, how do I beat this game in the most satisfactory way? And the Life is Strange games has always came up with a good way to branch you off in a way of it not being how you usually play games, but it is a way how you're like, you know, able to beat this one.
Yeah, and I gotta give it to like, cause Life is Strange honestly has me looking at different perspectives in life. Like I go out in the real world and I'm just like, I see someone doing bad or like, you know, not doing bad things. I'm just like, damn, Life is Strange told me like there's a lot of things that could have been going on in their life to lead them to this fucking moment. You know, like there's a lot.
And they're not even, and they may not even be focused on you.
Yeah.
Like, exactly. You know, like you'll be doing this and then later on they'll show you that person's part of the day. Exactly, and you'll be like, oh, so that was the reason why. And it's like how they're able to illustrate it in the game, like gives you that same architect to how to understand it in life.
And I brought this
up. It's just really responsible game plan.
On plenty podcasts about Life is Strange 1, the time when you have a girl that's about to commit suicide on top of the school. And the game showed you, hey, if you paid attention to everything this girl told you up to this point, and you were able to relate that to her at this moment, she would have lived. But because you didn't pay attention to everything she told you and didn't focus on this girl, now she's dead because you didn't treat her as a real friend. You know, but if you treated her as a real friend, she would be alive right now. And
you treated her as an NPC, bro.
Yeah. And Life is Strange has that type of impact on people because it's real life shit. Because there's a lot of people out there who just really need their friends around and to just pay attention to those moments in their life where they really need them. And it taught me, so like I would, like Tim, you perfect example. Like I remember back when you were struggling and when you were working at Target and you were telling me about your struggle and all that shit. And what I told you, Tim, I told you, as long as I'm here working with you, I'll make sure you never get fired. I don't care how tired you are. You could go ahead and sleep in the back. You could go ahead and do whatever. But as long as you, my boy, and you working here with me, I'll make sure George never comes at you. And whenever George wanted to fire you, and George like, yo, Tim's moving too slow, I'm like, Tim's on my team. Like, if you fire Tim, I'm quitting. I tell straight up,
I
fire
appreciate
my
that.
man
But
Tim,
I also was a
I'm
piece of shit
quitting.
with you.
Like straight up.
Like
True
at that
story,
time,
people.
like it was just
True
the crazy
story.
time of my life. But yo,
Yeah.
just know, Dre, you appreciate it for life, bro.
I know, man. But I'm just telling people, like, there's just sometimes you just gotta look out for people. Like, is like the bosses might not know what your friends and family are going through, but if you know someone's going through something, moral of the story is just go ahead, try to do that little extra if you can. You know, like
First,
that.
niggas, hey, you got a friend for life out of me, and I really
I
do.
know, yeah, I know it. I know it. As I tell my wife, I'm just like, every time you come around, I'm like, yo, Tim's in town. You know, I gotta go link up with my boy. Gotta go link up with my boy Tim. You know, if anything comes. But let me get on to the next thing. You know, guess that's a real life moment from Mike. Mike to learn a little something about us. Like Mike's like, oh shit, man, damn, Dre, like you going like that?
Life is
But,
strange.
yeah, life is strange. So, next category, best performance in a game. Erica Maroy as Alex Chen in Life is Strange True Colors. Giancarlo Esposito as Anton Castillo in Far Cry 6. Jason Kelly as Colt Vaughn in Deathloop. Maggie Robertson as Lady Demistri, however you say her name, in Resident
And
Evil
that
Village.
booty.
And Azioma Akage as Juliana Blake in Deathloop. As you know, is the your counterpart in that game. So I'll go first with this one. I'm not gonna go for Lady Demistru because I felt like she was hyped up just because of how sexy she was. So I'm not gonna go up for that one. Giancarlo Esposito does a really good job at being this character of a bad guy. And it's just like not only in this game, he's good at it on television, like in Breaking Bad, in the show I used to watch with the animals going crazy, and he was the bad guy in that show. Like this guy is just good at being a bad guy, but at the same time, the guy that plays Colt,
Is
like
so good.
yeah, like that game, he's like the you feel the interaction between him and Juliana in that game, so it's like like this is a hard decision. On top of that, Alex Chen and Life is Strange, it's just like the mental space you had to put yourself into to play this character, whether you're going to be good or bad. Like you had to really put yourself in a certain person's head and mind. And I know this is going beyond what other people might think while voting for this stuff, but I think about these things, like the mental space you have to be a character in Life is Strange, because you have to react to not only video game shit, but you're reacting to shit that happens in everyday life. But when it comes down to who I think will win, it's going to be Giancarlo. I think he's going to get it because he plays his role well, whether it's in this game, whether it's in the animal show, whether it's in Breaking Bad, whether it's in Mandalorian. This man knows how to be the bad guy. So I feel like he's going to get this award. What are you thinking, Mike?
I'm right there with you. So this to me is like just like the Family Games and Nintendo Award, and I said the Community's the Destiny Award. This is like the Hollywood Actor Award. You know, I think Mad's got this right. Didn't Mads win this one when that Kojima game came out?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
And I think, yeah, Gus Fring, man, Gus Fring's the shit. That's who I think will win. I want Jason Kelly to
Jason
win.
Kelly, yeah, he did a good job,
Did a
man.
wonderful
I
job
can't
acting
argue that. I
as
can't
Colt.
argue that.
He did a great job voice acting that. You already said everything, man. His interactions with Giuliani were fantastic, and he's. I love it when we talked about Guardians of the Galaxy having
Yeah.
great actors that we've never really heard of.
They did voice of Guardians of the Galaxy was in this category. They had to put all
Right.
5 voice actors in here because Guardians of the Galaxy, even though it wasn't the Guardians of the Galaxy we know on movie screens, this was the Guardians of the Galaxy.
So I think this is gonna be the start of us hearing Jason Kelly's name quite a bit in voice acting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's probably already been around a long time, and I'm probably
we're probably
not giving credit where credit's due.
But yeah,
but I can see him being a big.
He's gonna be a part of the future of gaming.
Yep.
Really?
What about you, Tim?
Yep.
What do you think?
I saw it. I'm sorry, Esperanzo Gus. I feel like he did it, and the mainly reason why is like when people saw that they would get those phone, they would get emails from him, saying that he was happy that they weren't gonna finish the game. I like that was the type of immersion that you want. But like I feel like him as like where they cannot or where Far Cry isn't gonna get another boss. Like he was the closest thing to it.
They got that DLC for those who don't know. Far Cry 6 has the Voss DLC out right now. It is great. It's a roguelike game.
Yeah, it's a roguelike.
and
year of a baby.
Yeah, man. Inside of
But you see what I'm saying? Like since Voss to now, I think they've had like 2 or 3 protagonists. Where it was like one the cult leader, then the 2
the white guy in the last one, the religious guy.
No, but I think that was I think the last one was the 2 twin sisters.
So that was the side story, New Dawn, I think. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like until like Voss till now, like he's made you want to come back and like get into this land that seems like Cuba is not. And so
you know what thing is with Voss is he came in when Far Cry became a new identity. A lot of people don't know Far Cry from the beginning like I do. When Far Cry was all about you, a human being, getting infected and turning into an animal while you're playing the fucking game. And the multiplayer mode, I created so many stages. You had to build your own multiplayer level. They had to create your multiplayer level, and you can put that shit online and play against other people on your created multiplayer level. Like that was Far Cry 1 and 2. And a lot of people who played from 3 on, where they focus more on story, don't know. But guys, if you go back to the beginning of Far Cry, you were just a regular man.
Setting traps.
You were infected. You were turning into a fucking government animal, like some beast in the island. And you were trapped between 2 worlds. But I didn't mean to cut you off, Tim. I just want people to know that.
No, you're good. Because I only played, I think, Far Cry 3 when you're in Africa and everything. 2. And that
2. That was with
sorry.
The Jackal.
Yes. Okay. Yes, that's right.
That one was hard, man.
That one was hard, and it was. I gotta say, it was one of the first player first player games I felt were like I was just like, wow, this is immersive. You know how you dug out the bullet and things like that, and the fire mechanics, and it's just like playing from there till now. If we're gonna, I mean, of course, the voice acting is something, but I just feel like the gentleman, I call him Gus. I feel like he made me interested in that story. I mean, he made me want where he isn't the center figure or the person that you play. he made me want to, at
And
least
that's what Ubisoft tries to strive for. Like, even though you're playing this guy that's going to take the bad guy down, they want you to be intrigued by the bad guy that they
about that
created
guy.
for each game.
You know that
That's
dude's
what I
actually
like about it.
Italian.
Ha!
Yeah.
Hey, and I heard him on a
Actually,
podcast.
Mastercraft.
Yeah, I heard him on a podcast, and he sounds American as shit. It's
You talking
crazy.
about Giancarlo?
Yeah, Juan Carlos
Yeah,
Esposito.
that's funny about
He'll be
that.
like, yeah, dude, blah blah blah. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's so used to playing a Spanish character is where he got it. So there has been some backlash, which hasn't gotten any traction about people talking about him being a Spanish character when he's not
Yeah.
Spanish, but he does it so well. He does it so well because he's not Spanish, but
He's
he
Italian.
knows how to play. Yeah, he knows how to play Spanish characters. It's no different than the guys that come here from European countries and they speak English, like Tom Holland. He's not American.
Yeah,
What's
British
his
people
name?
do it so good. All of them, man.
British people, they do it so
All of
good.
them.
Like Idris Elba, he's not American, but he knows how to put on the perfect American accent. These guys come out. So Giancarlo, I can't argue with him because we've watched him be Gus for God knows how many years, and we're used to him being in that chicken spot, the Spanish chicken spot, and just being a fucking boss.
Pollo Hermanos.
Yes.
Los Pollo Hermanos.
Chicken,
Chicken Brothers.
And we see that shit in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It's like it's there. Like the man made a fucking impact, man. Like, so I don't see how he doesn't win this award. I honestly don't.
Yeah, it's a wrap. He's got to get it.
Yeah. So next up, best audio design, and they have Deathloop, Forza Horizon 5, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, and Returnal.
I'm saying Forza. I'm sorry.
What you say, Tim? Go ahead, Tim. Go first.
I didn't mean to speak out of turn, but Forza for me, man. Forza.
What makes you think Forza?
Because I've never had a Porsche. I probably won't never own a Porsche because of that game. I know what a Porsche sounds like when it goes in a fourth gear, and that right there is a big deal.
All right. I feel you there. What about you, Mike?
I want Returnal. The
going
audio quality is just so immersive. And the shit coming through that DualSense is crazy. But I don't want Forza to win, and I'll tell you why. Though I don't want Forza to win is I wish you could import your own music. I wish you could be playing your own music in that game.
Yeah, what I do is I put on Spotify in the background because I don't like the music in that game. So I put on Spotify in the background and play while I'm playing that game.
You remember the 360 days where you could just have your own damn music for every single game?
Yes.
Yep.
It was great. Why'd that go away?
Because they don't want you to own the music files and download it.
So, Returnal for me, it's so dreary and like you just gives you chill. I was playing that game and I had to stop a little bit and just think about it, and I was like, it makes me feel cold. I can feel the wetness. I can feel the danky nastiness in this game. Like it's on another level.
So I'm gonna surprise you. As much as I wouldn't mind if Returnal wins this, I think Returnal will win this. But I think it should go to Resident Evil Village.
Okay.
And the reason I think it should go to Resident Evil because I'm a bitch when it comes to fucking horror games. Like I'm a real fucking bitch. Like I'm scared of every fucking thing, which is why I have Visage downloaded and still have yet to fucking play it because I heard that it's the scariest game ever made, and now I'm nervous.
Really?
Yes. So I'm a little bitch when it comes to horror game, but Resident Evil. Some reason, somehow, I put my headphones on, always playing this game because I love the sound around. I love the dripping of the water when you're in the basement and it's flooded. I love hearing when an enemy is close by, and with my headset on, I can hear if they're from my left or from my right. I loved the atmosphere. There's that one part, the dollhouse. When
so
you're
creepy.
in the fucking dollhouse, the creepiest part of that game.
So
Anyone that hasn't played Village yet, I'm warning you, when you get to the dollhouse, it's a motherfucker. And the part that made me throw my headset when you see that fucking baby coming down
That's
them
the scariest part of that damn
stairs,
game.
that's the scariest part, and that made me feel something. And I give it up to Resident Evil because you have to get the right sounds going. The daddy, like walking around and being able to hide under the bed, and like you're hearing every scrape on the floor, and you're watching to your left and your right to see where this fucking thing is coming. And like, so it was up to me. Resident Evil gets this award, but I think Returnal is gonna win this award. So next one, think about sound. Next category is best score and music. So we have The Artful Escape, Cyberpunk 2077, Deathloop, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Near Replicant. Version 1.22474487139.
Wait, can we get that one more time? What was that? I'm sorry.
So it's The Artful Escape, Cyberpunk 2077, Deathloop, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Near Replicant version 1.2247448713939. Yeah. So I don't know where to go with the best score right now.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Like Marvel's The Guardians of the Galaxy has some good music in there. Yeah, because it's just nostalgia. Yeah, they give you with the nostalgia of the music in there. Cyberpunk, I can't say that I've actually sitting down and listened to the music.
I think Cyberpunk's music's pretty good.
I never played The Artful Escape, and to me, Near Replicant is boring. All the Near games are boring to me. I have no fun playing those games. And Deathloop, the score in that game.
I don't think I noticed it.
Yeah, I never noticed the score in that damn game. So I'm gonna go with Guardians of the Galaxy.
I would believe Guardians of the Galaxy only because the movie has great music, so of course they're gonna translate that into the game. So Guardians of the Galaxy, it just seems like a win.
And Matt.
That's my brother's name. It's close enough.
Cap, so you're.
I've been called that many times in my life. Man, so Artful Escape is just a music game. So I mean, the music in that is excellent. It is. Guardians of the Galaxy, Tim. When you play this game, man, there's this. You get on your ship, and there's like a jukebox, and you just start scrolling through this bitch, and it is hit after hit after hit after hit.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And there's just something about, I forget the songs, but like when you're in a battle and then one of these 80s hits comes on, you're in a big scene battle and one of these 80s hits come on, like you feel it. You got these little huddles and then you come back.
Like today I was facing a boss, which I died twice on, but I never got into the huddle. So today I made it far enough to get to the huddle and get my team. And then they had one of those great 80s songs playing, and I won the match because I was singing while I'm fucking playing the fucking battle. And it's like, man, I was put in a mood. I was put in the groove, and I won the battle finally.
Yeah, I like that, and that's one of those things that you can definitely count on with Guardians of the Galaxy, that there's at least gonna be good music, and that the music is just gonna make the scene where you're just you're anchored to whatever you're doing because of your familiarity with the tune.
Yeah, it's great. I'm trying to find what the damn song it was that it hit. It hit. I think it was. It might have been this one that everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Like it's cool. It's cool.
All right. Next up is best art direction. So we have The Artful Escape, Deathloop, Kenya Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. This is kind of a tough one, but Tim, what do you think?
I mean, only because I haven't played these. I don't know. You got to give
Think
me a
about what
little.
you've seen in the commercials and what it looked like artistically. Which one do you?
I mean, Psychonauts only because like somehow that game in its like psychedelic colors and all of that has still been able
I'm
to
with you.
capture
I'm going Psychonauts too. I'm going Psychonauts should win this one.
the hearts and minds of what, like, children and parents everywhere. So I mean, but Rift Apart also. No, I give it to Rift Apart. Rift Apart, sorry.
Think that's gonna win? I think
Yeah.
that was a great PS5 showcase, but I don't think that it has the art that
Yeah.
Psychonauts 2 has. Like Psychonauts 2, like really is colorful. I can't think of a game as colorful other than playing Splatoon and throwing paint all over the place. That's more color. Any game that's more colorful than Psychonauts 2 and stuff. So I would hope that it wins, and I think it should win. What about you, Mike?
So you said Psychonauts and you said Artful Escape. You said Ratchet and Clank. What else am I missing?
There's Deathloop and Kenya Bridge of Spirits.
Okay, so this is where it gets tough for me. I agree with you guys a lot with Psychonauts, and I think I'll start with what I think will win. I think Psychonauts will win. I think this is the Tim Schafer year. You know what I mean? This is everybody's been waiting on this game for so long, and it came out and it was ready to go. We don't see that a whole lot. And the art's nuts. I think that will win it. What I want to win it is the Kana is when it comes to art, that's what they do. You know what I mean? That's their background is art. So that should be in the running too. And I want Artful Escape to win it. Like it's cool.
I've never seen Artful Escape, so I can't even
It
speak
is
on
art. Like that's all the damn game is art. It's the music mixed with the craziest scenes and visuals. Like you're fucking outer space and playing this electric guitar and all these psychedelic colors are shooting out of everywhere. I mean, it's art. It is artful as shit. It's in the name, you know. So that's what I want to win. I think this Psychonauts 2 takes it.
You said you want what to win?
I want Artful Escape to win.
Okay.
But yeah, this is Psychonauts to win.
All right. And Tim, you already gave your decision.
Yeah, Rift Apart with Psychonauts.
All right, cool. All right, guys. So now the next subject is best narrative in a video game, which I think is gonna get tricky for all of us. I'm gonna have probably a lot to say about this, but we have Deathloop, we have It Takes Two, and this is where I'm conflicted because we have Life is Strange, True Colors, we have Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, and we have Psychonauts 2. All of these games
bangers
are worthy of this fucking award. Every single one of these games have great narratives to them. So it's like, how do you boil it down to one? It's like, how do you boil this down to one and what you think will win and what you want to win? I guess that's the benefit of us doing this right now, because we can at least pick two. We can say the one that we think is going to win and the one we really want to win. So Mike, I'm gonna start you off with this one because I know you just as ingrained in these games as I am, man. So what do you think is gonna win and what do you want to win?
So Guardians of the Galaxy. So coming into this, Guardians of the Galaxy, the only real knowledge that I had was from the movies, right? That's it. And there's moments with Drax in this game.
He's funny as shit.
He's funny as shit, man, but like you get more of his background and how sad his shit is. And I mean that all just works really well.
I love the interaction between him and Gamora all the time. They have some funny interactions.
Yep. Yeah, they definitely do. I don't really care for Star-Lord that much in this game. But everybody else is fantastic and the stories are wonderful.
I don't know why, but they always like to make Star-Lord out to be kind of like dicky.
Yeah.
Confused and dicky.
So I haven't played Life is Strange yet. I can't speak from it, but it's always it's always a make you feel something game.
Mhm.
So I think Psychonauts again. I want to actually say I want Psychonauts, and I think Psychonauts.
Okay.
And it's just the way that they dive into your mental
Yeah.
health, and
See,
it's
that's
actually
the only thing I could argue is that True Colors dives into mental health as well.
yeah.
That's the only way only thing I could combat that with. That's the only game I can combat that with.
But it's what's crazy about Psychonauts is like it's not only are they talking about it, but you're immersed in it all visually too. Like
Mhm. The
it
colors, like we
it's
just
so
talked about, the colors and everything.
yeah, the visuals are descriptive of what they're talking about. It's I think that's what's gotta take it, guys.
Psychonauts. All right, what about you, Tim? What are you thinking?
I mean, narrative. I would have to say Life is Strange, and that's where I have not been fortunate enough to play the newest Life is Strange. The other two lead me to believe not what that I know of this game about, but I mean, all in all, I know the perception that they're trying to give you, and so and they usually have the best narratives to where there is no everything is 50 shades of gray. There is no good, there is no bad. There's just you making choices with the knowledge you have until you gain better knowledge or you're educated. And so I had to go with them. Psychonauts, yes. And of course, I feel like we should do a post show or whatever when we've actually played the games, or after we see what wins. But
Yeah, hey, if you guys want
I
to
would
do
say
that,
definitely Life is
we could
Strange.
do a post VGA thing if you guys are down for that. I don't mind doing that.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, we do post VGAs definitely next Sunday, guys. You get it first. Post VGAs next Sunday. And it's gonna be the first time you guys get a Just Listen podcast 2 weeks in a row. Well,
When we spoil you here.
so as it comes to me, I'm with Mike. I think Psychonauts 2 is gonna take it, but I really think Life is Strange is up there. Since I would hope Life is Strange takes it, because as much as Psychonauts 2 deals with mental health and all those topics, so does Life is Strange. And it goes and I think Life is Strange delves deeper into these topics, where Psychonauts tries to make it like try to make light of those
Yes, they
heavy
do.
situations. Life is Strange keeps
Does
those
not.
heavy situations heavy, and you're gonna feel it by the decisions you have to make in those situations. So that's why I would give the nod to Life is Strange here. But I do think Psychonauts 2 is gonna be the one to win this category. Next one is Best Game Direction. And the nominees are Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet and Clank Ripped Apart. Another tough one.
Yep.
Another fucking tough. I guess I'll start off the top of my head. The Best Game Direction. Here we go. Tim, I gotta toot this horn again. It takes two.
Yeah, I knew
It takes two, man. Like
I felt it coming.
Yeah, it goes with its name. Like it's like you guys are getting divorced, but it's gonna take the two of you to work through all these problems to find a solution to not only how to solve this major issue you guys are having right now, but and how to solve these issues in real life. And to deal with your child that you have together, and mixed in with all those emotions and all that stuff. I gotta say that it should go to It Takes Two. It should go to It Takes Two, I would think, for Best Game Direction. What about you, Mike? I know you probably
I do wanna see Tim Schafer. I wanna see him get some love. Man, It Takes Two though. I mean, if we're talking about just direction, Joseph Ferris, like this is his game. Like he He is the director of this game, and the man's good at what he does.
Yeah, even though they're getting sued by Take-Two right now.
That's so
for that
stupid.
name. I know.
They're not even the same at all.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
You know, the only time that shit should even happen is if somebody is like, if money's coming out of it, like, oh, I accidentally bought this because I thought it was that, which wouldn't happen. There's no scenario that this would happen in, you know?
Nope.
That's just petty. That is petty. So it takes two for me, man. It's
what
the
about
direction
you,
of
Tim?
that game, yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say it takes two from what you guys described.
Look, we finally
just
got
saying,
him towards the end
Like
of the show.
I've already put it on my wish list for PlayStation already. I'm looking at
Play
trying
with
to
your
buy
wife.
Wait till you see this fucking book,
Play with
Dr.
your
Hakeem.
wife.
and I'm just gonna give it a chance. Like you guys, like it does sound like it. Like I do like games that don't try to make reality, you know, try to make a video game reality. But I do like games that deal with, you know, real life things and real life themes. And so, I mean, I'm willing to give it this until I am educated on a better choice.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate you coming around, man. Look at that. Like we only been doing this for 2 hours,
Hey,
but
you're gonna, you're
really
gonna
turn
like
my
it.
ear here.
You're gonna like it.
And I apologize for those who don't like long podcasts, but I feel like this is the best scenario. Like, cause at least we're not cutting this short and not giving you guys half-ass opinions. Like, I want you guys to get this long podcast. And I appreciate those of you that made it this far because, like, when we're talking games, I want this to feel like this is people talking games. This is not some company bullshit where we're in a studio and we're like, yo, we only have an hour and a half in the studio today, so we got to cut all this shit short. We're not in studios. We're all regular guys who have lives and jobs and kids to take care of. And we're here giving you our honest feedback on video games. You know, like that's, if this one thing you can take away from the Gamerish Network podcast, is that this is the realest podcast you're gonna fucking listen to. Like, this is real life people who don't get paid for this shit. We're not getting paid for giving you guys these opinions at all. It's real life bullshit. You know, like,
I mean, I'll take a discount on the PSN store if they listen.
Yeah. Hey, right? Any sponsors out there, you know, holler.
Yeah, you know, we looking for
let us know. Let us know.
And yes, put your name here. Commercials in between this podcast, but trust me, we ain't getting paid that much for these infomercials. All right. So just putting that out there. And we do have a donation page that will be in the link underneath this video. I mean, this pod when it comes out. For those who feel like you want to donate to us, you appreciate what the Gamerish Network is doing, I will have the link there and you can donate. Thank you for those who do. You know, but now we're down to the nitty gritty, the final topic, which of course is game of the year. And this, I had a main decision in mind. And then after us going through all those other topics, now it's kind of making me rethink what I think should be game of the year, kind of. But the nominations are Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. Mike, I'm gonna start with you.
All right.
I gotta see where you guys.
This is the first time to where I played the majority of these games. I haven't played Dread yet. I'm asking for Dread for Christmas. I do this shit to my wife every year to where she never has nothing to buy for me because I buy all the damn games. So I'm holding off on that one.
So she can never buy me shit.
Yep, she always complaining. She's right. You know what I mean? What do you give a man that buys all of his own shit? So I'm letting her get me Metroid. I'll be playing it for Christmas.
Great game.
I haven't played it. So Rift Apart was the first game this year that just got me. It just got me. I went through and I platinumed it. You know what I mean? I did all the damn things in that game. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Man, there's so many good ones. You know what? I want to start here. 2021's getting some hate for not having great games. I think it's been a great year. It's been a great year, I think. It's not a 2018 or a 2011, but when those years come by, that's what makes those years so special. We don't got to compare every damn year to those years. There's been hit after hit after hit this year, way better than last year.
Fair enough.
And the year before that. Shit, year before that was 2019 was horrible. So getting back to what I'm saying, I want Ratchet and Clank to win. I want It Takes Two to win. Dre, you and I talked about when Returnal came out that at that time, Returnal and It Takes Two were our games of the year. And It Takes Two has traveled with me throughout most of the year being my game of the year. I want It Takes Two. I want Ratchet and Clank. I think Deathloop's going to win this year. I think Deathloop's going to take it. It's going to be weird too because you have a PlayStation. You can only play it on PlayStation right now. So right now it's a PlayStation timed exclusive, but it's an Xbox company. You know what I mean, with Bethesda. So it's nuts that a PlayStation game. And I know everybody's gonna argue with me. It's just timed. It will be. I know. But as of right now, it is just a PlayStation game. So it's crazy to me that a PlayStation game, Xbox, who gets the award? I mean, Bethesda gets the award, but really, Xbox will, right? That's nuts. I think.
But I mean, it's the same with Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, I think. Man, I think Deathloop. I think Deathloop wins this year.
All right, makes sense. All right, Tim, what were you rocking with, man?
And so I feel Deathloop will win because they were really pushing that game, and it's a lot of steam.
I'm with you guys. I'm thinking Deathloop's gonna win.
And it's just because, I mean, even though, like I said, it was, discounted not soon after it was released, that is the only real cross-play or cross-platform contender here, and the game of the year is not only going to be a game you can play on one or the other consoles.
Well, It Takes Two is cross-platform too.
Well, and I was just about to bring that up. I was going to say, like, other than that, but the only difference is It Takes Two is kind of more indie than Deathloop. Not saying that takes away from its.
And Resident Evil also cross-platform.
Where I'm just saying, like, Resident Evil, I feel that isn't what was game of the year. It's either going to be something that everybody is playing or something that anybody, in my opinion, is going to pick up and play.
And we can't even disregard that a lot of outlets gave Deathloop 10 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, it's one of those things where even if you haven't heard of anything else on this list, if you've got a PlayStation or an Xbox, I feel like you've heard about Deathloop. And so, I mean, like, not for nothing, that's who I'm giving it to. If it was just for PlayStation, I really feel it would be Ratchet and Clank. And if we were just talking about Xbox, I'm not really sure of the Xbox title. I think I would go like with a Monster Hunter or something like that. Wasn't there like new Monster Hunter expansion that came out on Xbox? I believe like winter or something.
Can't say for sure.
But I'm just saying, like if it was just for something that could only come out on one, then I feel like Ratchet and Clank really gave everybody who's a fan of their games everything they wanted. The different planets you could go to. I've just heard nothing but great things. And so where I would say that would be game of the year, we all know game of the year is going to be some that is cross-platform. It Takes Two. I have not played that to say that would win, but I would say outside of Deathloop's popularity, if you are going on gameplay from what you guys told me, that would be its only contender. But Deathloop for me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, both of you. I think Deathloop is going to win this. What's funny about us saying that Deathloop is gonna win this is that after Deathloop came out and the next big game came out, no one spoke about Deathloop ever again. Like we
Right.
didn't hear about this game for the rest of
And
the
we
whole damn
didn't
year.
talk about it before it either that
Yeah,
much.
because
It hit
remember in old
it hit
podcasts,
a
I used to tell you
PlayStation.
guys, I feel this game is going to be a big failure because of how much they're hyping it up.
Right. It
And
hit a showcase and then nothing.
yeah,
Really.
it was just like how many delays? I think we have 4 delays
Mhm.
on Deathloop, and I think it surprised people about how good it was, even with all these delays. Because usually when a game gets delayed a lot and it comes out bad, then boom, we get the cyberpunk effect. But now this year we had the opposite, where Deathloop got his love and Halo got his love because Halo came out looking like shit, and now it's like I gotta be on Halo for at least 2 hours a day now
Mhm.
and try and catch up on that shit. You
Oh,
know,
yeah, what is that next Wednesday?
or what?
Campaign?
Not sure, but I'll be on the shit. Oh, what you talking about the awards?
Halo.
Halo,
Halo
yeah, this
campaign.
Wednesday. I took it
Yeah,
off.
baby.
Like I'm gonna be on, like I'm taking Wednesday off.
Yep.
So I could fucking play my Halo this Wednesday.
I told my wife, I said, look, this is gonna be my new addiction for a minute. So
Yeah, exactly.
sorry.
I think Metroid Dread had a good chance if it came out in another year.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna get that. It Takes Two at the beginning of this year definitely was me and you game of the year nominee. But if we're gonna predict on who's gonna win, like the majority of gamers probably haven't picked up It Takes Two.
Right.
So
You can, it's
Yeah.
on Game Pass, fellas.
yeah, so Psychonauts 2 has a good chance. Ratchet and Clank was mainly a PlayStation showcase.
Mhm.
And Resident Evil Village is a good game, but
I think because of its release,
Mhm.
it's just it's gonna get snubbed. So
Yeah,
like,
Well, I mean,
what was that?
snub.
When was it released? Like,
Well, snub, but also just think about how many Resident Evil games are out right now
Right.
outside of Village. There's the remakes and stuff like that, and then like not again. I'm not at all saying that there isn't a horror genre, a fan base out there. But as far as pickup and playability, I don't know too many people who are and I'm saying I don't know, just the gamers that I'm around is just like, yeah, I picked up, Resident Evil just to play it for 10, 15 minutes, 2 hours,
yeah,
to
that's not
where
enough.
that's not enough.
and
Whereas
yeah,
Deathloop, in that time, you're at least getting the mechanics and you're getting into the game. If we want to, It Takes Two. I'm not sure, but from what you guys have illustrated to me, it's enough real world anchors to make you at least want to see how it works out. And then Rift Apart, of course, is Ratchet and Clank. They have history and not only nostalgia on their side. So it's just like Psychonauts, where I say that they are a strong contender at this time in this day and age. I'm not sure. I don't know how, because if we're going to talk about delays, Psychonauts 2 was also delayed.
for what,
I
14
mean,
years?
yeah, so that's why it's just like the fan base who would go for that. Not saying that they wouldn't still be looking for it, but like I really feel in this case, because of Deathloop's not only like a really tenacious ad campaign, the fact that that was one of the keystones to the newest games. Well, that and Rift Apart's, like, flair of being the new games that showed off what these new consoles could do is what makes those really front runners. But the fact that Deathloop is cross, I mean, of course, other Psychonauts and It Takes Two are too, but cross-platform games really come to mind when you're talking about game of the year, unless this is next year and you're talking about Ragnarok or Starfield.
Hey, I looked that up. Village, it was released in May. So for me, that's just a weird release time for Resident Evil.
Yeah.
They're trying to escape the competition, basically. Because we have a lot of top-heavy games that come out at the beginning. Like, look how many games are now running from Elden Ring in February now. Everybody
Right, February is nuts.
coming out in February now. Everybody's trying to delay the game. Saints Row delayed out of February. Talking about polish. You ain't delaying out of February because of polish.
We don't want that smoke.
Yeah, you ain't want that fucking smoke from Elden Ring. Like you know what's coming. You know.
I mean, this is true, but a lot of the people thought the same thing about Sekiro, and that wasn't the game I feel like I thought it was. Where it was a Souls game.
Shadows Die Twice.
I really thought, to tell you the truth, I thought Sekiro was going to be more like Ghost of
Tsushima. I think a lot of people did.
Yeah,
like it's crazy.
Like that dude, and that shit was so hard. I'm like, fuck
so
I was like, what the hell is this? This isn't even a boss, and he keeps killing me.
Exactly. That's what happened to me.
Like,
I'm just like,
this guy is
like, I keep dying. Like, yo,
right.
And you play so long beating all these people, and then you die on some bullshit. To start over and be like, oh, so all you motherfuckers are back, huh? Cool.
Yeah, I couldn't do this shit, but there it is, people. That's our predictions for the Game Awards. Look out for the Gamerish Network live react on Thursday. We will live react to me, Felice, and Mad King will be here live reacting to Game Awards as it goes on. I took a day off from work for this, so even if they're too busy to do this, I will do this shit myself if I have to, so looking forward to see you guys all in there. You can drop your comments and everything because the Gamers Network interacts with their community. I think this is the only pod we have in which I just have guests and I don't do it live because I just like getting our raw emotions about everything. And this pod is about Dre expressing himself without any issue. So you guys know if you're listening to just listen, you're here to just listen to what we have to say. So that's why I called that. No interaction or anything like that. But you guys are always welcome to write comments in the comment section. Please review us on iTunes. I realize the more reviews you get on iTunes, the higher your pod gets up on there. So I would appreciate if you guys sent a review about any of the Gamers Network podcasts or this one and write a good review about us. If you write anything less than 4 stars, I'm inclined to believe that you are a hater. And so, because we do our best here. Doing this for years straight. Like I said, we don't get paid for this, doing this all out of love. All out of fucking love and passion for being gay. Tim, Mike, appreciate you guys for joining me in this shit. Once again, Tim, thanks for coming in last fucking minute. Mike, thanks for coming in. Me and Mike will be back with a Nintendo themed podcast soon, but the 3 of us, I guess we'll be back after the Game Awards next week, and we'll talk about who did win and what we thought about that. So look out for that pod next week, Sunday. Yeah, we probably gonna have
in that time. I'm gonna educate myself.
Hey, we're gonna come back.
Let's see how many It Take Two awards gets.
We're gonna come back, and Metroid Dread just took the whole show.
Fucking took everything.
We'll be like, man, we knew it too. It's fucking Nintendo. Come on, what were we thinking?
Yeah, for real. But until next time, people, as usual, enjoy your drinks, enjoy your games. Peace out.